Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Harness Racing on YouTube. This is Steve Surratt coming to you from Charleston, Illinois, where we have harness racing on board for you this evening here from Charleston and the Coles County Fair. On the docket tonight, we have, I believe, 12 races on the docket tonight that we will have for you. No lights here, so they're going to push the start time, Star Spangled Banner and so forth, about 5:10, 5:15. And then with that, we will be getting started earlier as far as racing is concerned. We're glad that you could be on board and be a part of the broadcast this evening. With that, David Brink will be our trackside announcer this evening. So you will be hearing him doing the harness race announcing. And Lisa Surratt will take care of the camera action for us this evening, as well as I will take care of all the other things on here. But we're glad that you could come and join us this evening and be a part of our broadcast. With that, we're going to take a station break. We'll be back after these messages.
When I started at DOT, I realized I could make a career out of this. It's just amazing the people you get to interact with when you get here. It's a family atmosphere for me. One of my main jobs is talking to people, trying to understand what's going on, where they're at in life, what they're needing from me to get their job done. I've met so many people, and it's been a real blessing to be a part of all that. Big company in a small town, that's a fact. When my life needed growth, I chose DOT, and I never left.
Pine Ridge Mobile Home Transport is the go-to mobile home transportation company. We provide top-notch services including moving, block and leveling, and even demolitions with a quick turnaround time. If you're looking to move or get rid of your mobile home, Pine Ridge is the company to call. We now have dumpsters available for rent at competitive rates. Contact Wayne at 217-313-9744 or find us on Facebook.
ADI, located in Golden, is one of North America's largest pattern tiling installers. We've helped farmers create water management systems for over 40 years with pattern tiling across farm fields, generating proven data showing a boost in yield and greater profitability. Changing weather patterns do not have to cost you yield dollars anymore. Start with a free estimate now by calling your local ADI representative, David Lohman, at 309-280-2411 or by visiting our website at agdrainage.com.
Back with me with Harness Tube this evening, Steve Surratt on board, Lisa Surratt with the camera. David Brink will be your track announcer for the evening, but we want to thank all of our sponsors, the 30-second sponsors, the billboard sponsors that we have on here, as well as our donors for making it possible for us to be down here. You'll see the Cole County Fair, established in 1854, oldest continuous fair in the state of Illinois. If you would like to help with Harness Tube and with the advertising with that, you can do that by going to facebook.com/HarnessTube or youtube.com @HarnessTube. That's straight to Harness Tube, not even IL anymore. And then harnesstube@gmail.com. We would love to have you as a part of that. This will be our last week of broadcasting for county fairs as we finish up Sunday in Brown County. With that, we want to let you know that we have a thing called the backstretch. One of my favorite things that we do with Harness Tube is from the backstretch. You can send us a comment. You can give us a shout out on the air. I will try to look at those this evening, as we have lots of people that give us shout outs out there. If you're out there watching and listening, we'd love for you to give us one of those shout outs there, or you can use the email, or David's phone number probably wouldn't be a good one to text this evening, as he'll be doing most of the rate, but you can chat with us on the YouTube channel and use that this evening as one of the main tools for doing that. We have had people early in the year send us pictures out there. We love the pictures from the horse barn, but we love other pictures also, like the ones out there at the nursing home that are happening with having watch parties. We encourage you to do that. Have a watch party, make a plan. You could even go back on the old races on Harness Tube. Have a party at your house don't cheat and watch the races ahead of time, but have a party and do the races and do some betting and have some fun with your friends, even if it's not live. So we've got lots of those going on, and we're glad to be able to bring that forward to you on the station. And you can send us your favorite fair memories also. But we thank all of those sponsors that are out there that have done either donations, billboards, or 30-second commercials. We cannot keep this free without that happening. And so we're happy to do that, glad to do that from our end of things on this broadcast. It is a sticky night here in Charleston. We got a little breeze. It's sunny. They've had a lot of rain here prior to this. If Lisa will probably get you a picture. You can see on the left side of your actual picture there, the water standing on the tractor-pull track. But this is what what we call an all-weather track. It's got lots of lime in it, and so therefore a really good track to run in these type of conditions. I understand they got done over at Altamont today. Had great conditions over there. There were a couple of track records, 3 track records David's showing his fingers at over there. And it looks like we've got a friendly faces over there for the photo finish over there. And so Miss Schrock will be over there doing that. She'll probably be up there with Lisa in the upper deck. But we're glad that you're on board this evening. Our schedule, let's take a look at that. You will notice one thing I want to point out ahead of time. Marshall has been taken off of the schedule, and we apologize for that, as Lisa and I have had a family death, and we have a funeral on Monday. And so we will not be making that trip down to Marshall. David was not going to be able to make the trip with us, and so we are down all bodies as far as being able to cover that. Hopefully we can do that next year. We might possibly be looking at some other fairs. If you'd like to us to take a look at your fair, give David Brink a call about that. But we're really glad to be on board. With that, we'll go back to our sponsors. We'll be back after these messages.
Yoder Custom Woodworking was started in 1995 by the Yoder family as a retail Amish furniture store in Sullivan, Illinois. They offer custom kitchen cabinets, granite and quartz countertops, built-in office and bathroom cabinetry, and offer a wide range of Amish furniture. Their store is located at 1117 West Jackson Street in Sullivan, Illinois, with store hours Tuesday through Friday 9 to 4:30 and Saturday 9 to 3. For more information, contact Yoder Custom Woodworking at 217-728-2166.
Make plans now to attend the 25th Annual Illini Classic Yearling Sale on Labor Day at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield. Established in 1999, the Illini Classic has been producing champions for a quarter century, including reigning Illinois Divisional Champions On Higher Ground and Scorecard Dandy. It's the Illini Classic Yearling Sale, Monday, September 2nd at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield, beginning at 11 a.m. Central. Come join us and finish the summer strong.
Wait, before you go and get the snacks and make sure to subscribe and like to Harness Tube. If you can't do that, just give us a thumbs up. Alright, to the show.
Back with you on the Harness Tube. Again, we want to thank all of our sponsors. We want you to like and subscribe, like David's boys said there in their little commercial. We'd like for you to like or subscribe us. Krista Henry won because we had a contest once we reached 500 subscribers. We're at about 700 and something right now. We really need to get to 1,000. So look there if you're watching us today, up there in that box, and like or subscribe to us on Facebook, particularly on Facebook, like us, but on YouTube is where we need the subscribe buttons. That opens the doors on some things for us for YouTube, and we would love to have some more doors open there for us. So if you could do that, we would greatly appreciate it. We thank you for being a viewer here on Harness Tube and being a part of our broadcast as we continually try to bring this product to you and build up harness racing in the state of Illinois. Folks, the state fair is coming up starting this next week. We encourage you. I think harness racing starts on Wednesday, and there's about at least 5 days of harness racing there for you. We encourage you to go over, check out what goes on at the state fair. DeQuoin will happen after that. I know Lisa and I've talked about going back to DeQuoin again. We'll be at the state fair at least a couple of days to watch harness racing ourselves. We're not just announcers. We are fans of the sport. That's why we spend the time driving and doing this. But Krista Henry, if you're watching her out there, I don't know if David has talked to you yet. You have a gift certificate from Design by Des for some apparel with there. Want to thank our generous donors that are out there. We've had several this year that have helped the broadcast stay free. If you would like to help and donate to that cause, we would ask you to go to Venmo and go to @HarnessTube or PayPal @HarnessTube, or good old-fashioned checks, P.O. Box 63, Mount Sterling, Illinois, 62353. That's Box 63, Mount Sterling, Illinois. We're thankful for all the donors and advertisers. Again, we can't do that without you guys. It stays free to those who want to be out there and watch it. So we love it when you help us out with that. So with that, we're taking a look here. We'll go back to our advertisers. You're listening to Harness Tube on YouTube.
I have been interested in truck driving my whole life. I've been fascinated with the big rig since I was a kid. But after college, I got into business on the marketing side of things, kind of shelved the dream. 30 years later, I quit my job, signed up for truck driving school. It was exciting from the get-go. Dot recruited out of my truck driving school. The job was everything I was hoping it would be, and then some. My weeks absolutely fly by. When my life needed fulfillment, I took the wheel.
Own a little and love it a lot. TheStable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. TheStable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at TheStable.ca.
How are you? Need me to move over? Sit right in front of me. I like the new sound.
Everyone, we're glad to be back. We can give the advertisers some time here, so I tell you what, I'm going to run a couple more commercials while I go get some sheets for me to read off of.
I think that's appropriate. It has been for a long time.
When I started at DOT, I realized I could make a career out of this. It's just amazing the people you get to interact with when you get here. It's a family atmosphere for me. One of my main jobs is talking to people, trying to understand what's going on, where they're at in life, what they're needing from me to get their job done. I've met so many people, and it's been a real blessing to be a part of all that. Big company in a small town, that's a fact. When my life needed growth, I chose DOT, and I never left.
Pine Ridge Mobile Home Transport is the go-to mobile home transportation company. We provide top-notch services including moving, block and leveling, and even demolitions with a quick turnaround time. If you're looking to move or get rid of your mobile home, Pine Ridge is the company to call. We now have dumpsters available for rent at competitive rates. Contact Wayne at 217-313-9744 or find us on Facebook.
ADI, located in Golden, is one of North America's largest pattern tiling installers. We've helped farmers create water management systems for over 40 years with pattern tiling across farm fields, generating proven data showing a boost in yield and greater profitability. Changing weather patterns do not have to cost you yield dollars anymore. Start with a free estimate now by calling your local ADI representative, David Lohman, at 309-280-2411 or by visiting our website at agdrainage.com.
Back with you here on Harness Tube this evening. I could give you some dates out here of harness racing that's happening yet this summer. Again, we're here in Effingham. They've had it going on in Effingham, in Charleston. They've had it Monday. We were not here on Monday. We were scheduled to be in Lincoln, and that was rained out. And so Effingham was going on Monday, so was Altamont. Altamont has racing all this week. We will be over there tomorrow for 6 races tomorrow, our first time at that track tomorrow as far as that's concerned. We'll be back to Effingham, Coles County Fair here in Charleston on Friday, Brown County on Saturday and Sunday. And we've got a big card over there, a lot of horses coming in for the Downstate Classic on Sunday, but a lot of horses overall, 12 or 13 races Saturday. And I forgot how many thousands of dollars, $80,000 to $100,000 on Sunday up in the Downstate Classic. Like I said, we cannot do the Clark County Fair, but the Clark County, if you're down in the Marshall area, be a good place for you to go to watch racing. Boone County and a White County Fair on Tuesday. Those are options. Then the State Fair starts Thursday. And you've got racing Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then back the next Wednesday and Thursday. And so those are options out there and available for you to watch harness racing here in the state of Illinois. And so we're thankful. DuQuoin goes the 26th of August, 27th, and 28th. Pana, 3 days of racing over in Pana, Illinois. We will not be there at this point, but like I said, we're looking at possibly picking some up because we've done as much as we did last year, but we planned on doing about 3-4 more races than we did last year. So just take a look at that, and then you've got your Downstate Classic stuff going on in September and October, also in DuQuoin and Springfield. If you want to advertise with us, you're probably not going to get in this year, but we would love for you to advertise as far as the 30-second ad next year. We could get a billboard up for you, maybe, but if you'd like to donate to the cause, say, hey, I've listened all year long and watched, and I've enjoyed it, and I would like to make a donation, that would be great. Lisa's asking if her picture is clear, folks. So we'll pop it up here.
Yeah.
Yes, would be my answer.
I've been around this one when she was about
so
your age.
I'm kind of doing it by myself here. David will be your track announcer this evening.
That young?
And so.
Yeah, I know. She maybe was a
also,
little older, but not
just a note, Altamont is moved to noon tomorrow. We originally had a 1:30 start. They're moving that till noon tomorrow. We'll be on the air about 1:30 as far as that's concerned, as far as Altamont's concerned. We're just a few minutes away from post time here, a few minutes away from the Star Spangled Banner. As I said, we're going to start early here on the broadcast. Send us your pictures of your watch party. Send us pictures from fairs. we'd love to have you share some pictures with us, share those memories with us, as well as helping us. And like I said, we do different ads, so next year if you'd like to be involved with us, that would be great. We can work up a 30-second ad for you. We can use something that you have, whatever you would like to do. I think there's even going to be more on board next year, depending on how things go. We're looking at having quite a few more races for you next year on the docket if we can get personnel worked out for that. It takes minimum of 2, and we would prefer to have 3, and then there are some places that we go a 4th person would need to be there, and we need the finances in order to be able to do that, to be able to bring racing to you, bring quality. I know, like over at Farmer City, we added a second camera, which meant David moved out of the announcer's booth, went to do that out in turn 3. We really like that. If you have a fair and you have some people that would like to just volunteer and help us because that you want some things done at your fair, give David a call and or a note on Facebook or whatever. You can do it at harnestube@gmail.com with that. Again, the races we have left up on the board are Charleston today, Altamont tomorrow, Charleston on Friday, Brown County Saturday, Sunday. Marshall is off the schedule due to the fact that David was not going to be there to begin with because of work, and Lisa and I now have a family funeral that we will be attending on Monday. So had planned to go to Marshall. That's not going to happen. With that, we'll take a station break.
Yoder Custom Woodworking was started in 1995 by the Yoder family as a retail Amish furniture store in Sullivan, Illinois. They offer custom kitchen cabinets, granite and quartz countertops, built-in office and bathroom cabinetry, and offer a wide range of Amish furniture. The store is located at 1117 West Jackson Street in Sullivan, Illinois, with store hours Tuesday through Friday 9 to 4:30 and Saturday 9 to 3. For more information, contact Yoder Custom Woodworking at 217-728-2166.
Make plans now to attend the 25th Annual Illini Classic Yearling Sale on Labor Day at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield. Established in 1999, the Illini Classic has been producing champions for a quarter century, including reigning Illinois Divisional Champions On Higher Ground and Scorecard Dandy. It's the Illini Classic Yearling Sale, Monday, September 2nd at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield, beginning at 11 a.m. Central. Come join us and finish the summer strong.
Wait, before you go and get your snacks and drinks, make sure to subscribe and like to Harness Tube. If you can't do that, you can give us a thumbs up. Alright, to the show.
Brick Boys did a wonderful job with that. We'd like for you to like or subscribe. We're over 700 subscribers now to our YouTube channel. We would love it if we could reach 1,000. Krista Henry won a prize because we made it to 500 at the beginning of this year. She got a $100 gift certificate from Design by Des. And so we're glad that she won that prize. We're glad to be over the 700 mark now. You can help us get to that 1,000 mark by subscribing to us. It's usually in the right-hand corner of your screen. Do that. You'll get notifications when we go on the air and so forth. Makes it a lot easier also for you with the things that we get to watch our broadcast. And again, we're from Charleston tonight at the Coles County Fair. Horses are up out on the track and getting ready. Track is a lime track. We're in great shape here to race. And if you look as Lisa passes by with these horses, you will see the water that's standing on the tractor pull track. And they had quite a bit of rain here, but like I said, the track is in great condition. And of course, we're in Illinois. When you want rain, you get rain. When you get rain, you get humidity. And usually when you get humidity, you get the hottest week of the year. And the temperatures are going to be in the 90s to 100. Heat index is going to be over 100 some days this week. But we're glad to be on board and have it here. I want to thank our donors again for doing that, and we can't thank you enough for making these broadcasts happening and keeping them free. If you'd like to do that, again, at Harness Tube on PayPal and Venmo or the Plano check at P.O. Box 63. With that, we'll go to the track announcer, David Brink.
Tonight's harness races. If you would, please stand and remove your caps for playing our national anthem.
Star Spangled Banner, and we're up and going here at the Coles County Fair. We want to thank you all for doing what you do to help us get going. We'll get actually to our race slide here. So
Good evening from Charleston. Horsemen, go ahead and bring out that first race if you would. We had some rain come through the area. We're trying to get these races off as quickly as we can, so we appreciate all the effort from the horsemen getting these things done and accomplished in a timely manner.
All right, let's take a look at the first race on the docket tonight, a 4-horse race. And usually this year on the 4-horse races have been some of our best races available. I want to thank the comment from, Charnicki out there. Charnicki, where are you from? We'd like to know where you're from on our chat on YouTube. You can let us know where you're watching from in the United States or overseas. We've had Canadian watchers. We've had people in Brazil. We've had people all over. 4 races in this, and I picked the 3-horse Cutting Class here in this first race. Cutting Class was my pick in this first race, and I got my sheets backwards, so I got to flip it over. Cutting Class, these horses do not, any of them have any wins. The last outing was good.
Memorial. Looking for Diamond Hands, BR Easy Like Sunday Morning, Cutting Class, and Babe Ruth.
Okay, with that, let's take a look at who we think is going to. I picked the 3-horse. I liked the Cutting Class. Again, last time out was its best time out. These horses, about a 4th or a 5th on a lot of the other ones. Is a top finish on that, maybe a 3rd early in the year. But I'm picking Cutting Class with Jackson Lloyd and Richard Finn, the trainer. Lisa picked BR as I'm going to say likes Sunday Morning. That's a Mike Titus horse. Marcus Detweiler driving that, and I would say she probably picked that horse for Marcus Detweiler driving the horse. We just flip-flopped our 1 and 2 picks. She picked the 4-horse Babe Ruth, Jill Brown horse to finish 3rd, and I picked Diamond Hands, a Tyler Stevens Clemens driven horse. Of course, Richard Finn, the trainer on that horse. We will try to get driver updates and so forth with you tonight as those come across the table. Like I said, we're kind of doing double duty here this evening. Czarnicki lives 10 minutes from Hawthorne, but have moved to race at Northfield Park currently. Okay, we're glad that you could be on board.
Excited to have an amateur race here in Charleston today. Going to see about 4 drivers out there, amateur drivers. Tyler Stevens Clemens, Marcus Detweiler, 18-year-old Marcus Detweiler. Jackson Loy looking to make his first start. And local Jill Brown.
And so out there with that as we get started, Mr. Czarnicki, he picked 1-2 in this race, so he's picking diamond hands.
I want to make sure we give a big thank you to all the horsemen that helped make this amateur race possible. Putting up the $620 purse, and all the horsemen getting their horses entered in this race. Richard Finn, Mike Titus, Jill Brown. Big thank you goes out to our trainers and owners.
Czarnicki picked 1-2. That's as far as he's going in this race. 1-2. And of course, that's with the racing going on. It's at 5:20, but as soon as they can get the horses on and get things going here, we will get going with the racing. We'd like to hear from you out there on the YouTube chat. I've got that up today. I will try to do split times. Normally that's what David's doing while I'm keeping track of some of the other things. So if we can, we will get those up for you if at all possible, and we will try to get all the driver changes. Again, normally we have to have 2 ears on that, and then I'm typing them in while David's talking. So I may type them in and not talk, maybe. And my wife says maybe I should do a little bit more of that, is not talking. But I'm a pastor, and guess what? That's what happens. And so we're glad that you could be with us tonight. Nice looking program here. If you're on, it's kind of bound together in a nice outside cover for tonight's race as we get ready to go here. And we're just really happy to be here and to get things started as they look for things.
Right before it,
Talking about not going to a post parade this evening to keep things moving, as no lights here at 12 races. Normally that takes just about 3 hours.
There will be no post parade today. We're going right to the gate. Trying to get these races done before it's too dark for us out here. No post parade.
And I can tell you from the darkness part of things that a couple of accidents we had, one last year and one this year, I would personally attribute that to the darkness, to the shadows, maybe not being able to see as well as you could on the track. I would also, I'm a big fan of the horsemen, someone being on the horseback out there just in case a horse would get loose like we saw in Urbana, to be able to help corral that horse. I know in Mount Sterling we have that. Susie Houston's one of those people from our hometown that does that, and a couple of other people that ride horseback there that are standing there ready to help with the safety on the track. That's one of those things I think a lot of times gets overlooked.
Feels out for today's first race.
If you would, if that's a way you could become in harness racing, go to your local
Let's meet our starters for today's first race, the Steve Wagner Memorial Amateur Drivers Race, for a purse of $620. The one is Diamond Hands, owned by Walk On Waters Acres LLC of Altamont, Jackson Loy of Beecher City, trained by Richard Finn, driven today by Tyler Stevens Clemens. The 2 is BR Easy Like Sunday Morning, owned by MM&D Racing in Charleston, Stanley Swisher of Humboldt, and Lester Detweiler of Sullivan, trained by Mike Titus, driven by Marcus Detweiler. The 3, Cutting Class, is owned by Walk On Waters Acres, LLC of Altamont, trained by Richard Finn, driven today by Jackson Loy. And the 4, Babe Brute, is owned by Flacco Family Farms, LLC of Alexis, and Jill Brown of Charleston, trained by Jill Brown, driven today by Jill Brown.
Now as they get ready to go here, I want to, yes, Jim Austin, it's soggy up there in Central Illinois. We had at least an inch and a half in Mount Sterling overnight before we left, and it was still kind of raining there. And so, yeah, Sagi Lincoln, with this being there this year, we usually stay with family and friends. So they're at the gate. I'll turn you over to David Brink and to Lisa on the camera.
Second generation horsewoman Jill Brown taking on the boys here in this amateur driving race. 4 horses are behind the gate. The gate begins to pick up speed in the north turn. Gate straightens up, and here they come. And it's a quick start on the outside for Jill Brown and Babe Ruth, quickly grabbing the lead as they move into that first turn. And second is now Diamond Hands and Tyler Stevens Clemens. Grabbing up, getting right there third is BR Easy Like Sunday Morning, and Marcus Detweiler at the back of the pack is Cutting Class and Jackson Lloyd. The field moves out of that first turn and up the backstretch for the first time as they head towards that quarter-mile marker. They're being led on top by about 5 lengths by Jill Brown and Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth on top by 7-8 lengths. They hit that quarter-mile marker. Sitting their second now is Tyler Stevens Clemens and Diamond Hands. Racing along their third is BR Easy Like Sunday Morning. At the back of the pack is Cutting Class. The quarter is 28 3/5 of a second. It's a snappy pace for amateur racers here. Jill's not holding any punches now. They turn for home. Jill on top by about 10 lengths. Babe Ruth on top. It's a battle for second back there. Now on the inside is Tyler Stevens Clemens and Diamond Hands. On the outside here comes BR Easy Like Sunday Morning. At the back of the pack is Cutting Class. They hit the half-mile marker, and Babe Ruth's well in hand for Jill Brown. They move towards that third turn now. Babe Ruth on top by about 5 lengths. 59 seconds to the half. 59 seconds. They work in that third turn now. Jill begins to working along their second now is BR Easy Like Sunday Morning. Racing back to their third, Diamond Hands and Tyler Stevens Clemens. And at the back of the pack is Cutting Class. On top still is Babe Ruth and Jill Brown showing the boys how it's done. They hit that 3/4 mile marker. She's on top by about 4 or 5 lengths. Marcus Detweiler sitting right there second. BR Easy Like Sunday Morning. They hit the 1:27.4 to the 3/4. 1:27.4. They're in that last turn. Jill's on top by about a length now. Here comes Marcus Detweiler and BR Easy Like Sunday Morning working the outside. On the inside is Babe Ruth. On the outside, BR Easy Like Sunday Morning driving on by. Babe Ruth fighting back on the inside. On the outside, BR Easy Like Sunday Morning going to win by about a length. BR Easy Like Sunday Morning. Marcus Detweiler takes the first. Babe Ruth second to Jill Brown. Cutting Class and Jackson Lloyd finished third. At the back of the pack, Diamond Hands and Tyler Stevens Clemens. Time for the mile, 1:56 and 1/5 of a second.
Well, we got the replay up there, as you can see that. The number 2 horse came on at the end of the race. Lisa picks that horse right as we get ready there. And like I said, I'll have to check because I was running some things up here of what the finish was. 413. 4132 is. All right, with that, we'll try to get some things switched up. Sorry for the slide change there, folks. Didn't mean to do that. Why that was working during what we were doing. As I try to get that back up. Again, working too many mice here. As we'll get that in the window for you. All right. As we get that thrown up on the board for that. Two. Well, Lisa got the second and third finish horse misplaced. I missed it altogether. In fact,
and making their way back to the winner's circle is our winner of today's Carl Steve Wagner Memorial Amateur Driving Race, BR Easy Like Sunday Morning, and driver 18-year-old Marcus Detweiler.
pick by Lisa there. He has been a hot young man in this new season. Marcus driving really well. And so a nice pick there as he come on the end to win that race as you saw in the instant replay.
Young 18-year-old Marcus has made 22 starts this year. He's got 4 wins, 4 seconds, and 5 thirds for a UDR of 3.59. Pretty impressive for a young man.
The winner circuit off to a side there as Lisa tries to get you a good shot. She's at the finish line. We'd rather have her at the finish line, but they're doing that just to the right of
Easy
her.
Like Sunday Morning is a 9-year-old gelding by Vintage Master out of the Arts Place mare Haley Macarena, owned by MM&D Racing LLC of Charleston, Illinois, Stanley Swisher of Humboldt, Illinois, and Lester Detweiler, the father of the driver, from Sullivan, Illinois. Trained by Mike Titus, driven today by Marcus Detweiler. BR Easy Like Sunday Morning, 156 and 1.
We'll get the official. That is the unofficial finish there. We'll get the official. It is official from top to bottom. David may have that for you here.
Looking at our results for today's first race, the amateur driving race. The 1, Diamond Hands, finished 4th. The 2, BR Easy Like Sunday Morning, your winner. The 3, Cutting Class, was 3rd. And the 4, Babe Brute, was 2nd. The quarter was in 28.3, the half in 59 seconds flat. 3/4, 128.7 and 4. Time for the mile, 1:56 and 1/5 of a second. Horsemen, go ahead and bring out the second race. Second race, please.
When I started at DOT, I realized I could make a career out of this. It's just amazing the people you get to interact with. It's the family atmosphere for me. One of my main jobs is talking to people, trying to understand what's going on, where they're at in life, what they're needing from me to get their job done. I've met so many people, and it's been a real blessing to be a part of all that. Big company in a small town, that's a fact. When my life needed growth, I chose DOT, and I never left.
If you decide you do, let me know, okay? You can wave to everybody.
Pine Ridge Mobile Home Transport is the go-to mobile home transportation company. We provide top-notch services including moving, block and leveling, and even demolitions with a quick turnaround time. If you're looking to move or get rid of your mobile home, Pine Ridge is the company to call. We now have dumpsters available for rent at competitive rates. Contact Wayne at 217-313-9744 or find us on Facebook.
ADI, located in Golden, is one of North America's largest pattern tiling installers. We've helped farmers create water management systems for over 40 years with pattern tiling across farm fields, generating proven data showing a boost in yield and greater profitability. Changing weather patterns do not have to cost you yield dollars anymore. Start with a free estimate now by calling your local ADI representative, David Lohman, at 309-280-2411 or by visiting our website at agdrainage.com.
Mary Sourdough.
Back with you on Harness Tube here. Okay. I'm not understanding Lisa's message there. So with that, we're I don't know what it is that she's picking up with David is talking, I think is what she's asking. But we'll try to figure some things out here. And so with that, Steve Surratt with you. And we'll try to figure out what's going on here as we get ready for race 2. Race 2 looks like this. We have 5 horses in this race for today. And let's see what they are. For me, I picked the 2-horse, True Fortune, driven by Matt Avenetti, followed by the 4-horse, GJ Lindegrit. Then the 1-horse, Alibaba. Lisa picked the 2-horse, or I picked the 3-horse Lisa picked 2, 3, 4 is what she picked. True Fortune, Fox Valley Jesse, G.J. Lindgren. I picked Fox Valley Jesse, followed by True Fortune, followed by Alibaba. So she picked 2, 3, 4. I picked 3, 2, 1. Excuse me. I'm going to have to read that again. I did pick True Fortune, followed by G.J. Lindgren, followed by Fox Valley Jesse. Lisa picked True Fortune, and we picked the same horses. So that's exactly the same in this race. David Brink not alongside today, as he is doing the track announcing today for here. We're glad to have him doing that, getting some more experience with that. Okay, I will find out what's going on. Okay, Lisa, I've got that taken care of so that you can hear that, not hear that in your head. Somehow that mic got turned on. So you could have done commentary for me today if I'd known that but you wouldn't be able to hear me. But we could hear you. So I've got that turned off now. We're good to go as far as that's concerned. But the second race coming up here, they're trying to get them on the track. We're doing pretty good. It was 5 minutes after we were supposed to start, and we've already got one race in. This is part of the Abe Lincoln Series, 3-year-old fillies trot race payout. This is an $8,562 pace. A lot of money on the line for this Ernie and Lola Garner Memorial. And so that is what we're getting ready for, is getting ready for horsemen to get out here and get this started. No post parade today. The gate is sitting there ready for them. And so we'll get ready to do that.
Okay, guys, no more up across the track. Everybody give him a round of applause for being a sponsor for us. We greatly appreciate it.
And on that note, the horses are out for today's second race.
Got people on the track.
Today's second race, the first division of the Abe Lincoln Stakes for 3-year-old filly trotters, 1 mile trot for a purse of $8,562. The one is Alibaba, owned by Robert Silverberg of Farmington Hills, Michigan, David Brown of Harrisburg, Illinois, trained by Jim Eaton, driven by Casey Leonard. The 2, True Fortune, is owned by Milton Greer of Jackson, Tennessee, trained by Leroy Hunt, driven by Matt Evanetti. The 3, Fox Valley Jesse, is owned by Sherry Boldovich of Lakewood, Colorado, Jamaica Patton of Rochester, and Linda Allhands of Monticello, trained by Jamaica Patton, driven by Jamaica Patton. The 4 is G.J. Linda Grit, owned by Larry Longnecker of Sumner, Darla Martin Lohman of Effingham, trained by Darla Martin Lohman, driven by Darla Martin Lohman. And the 5, Peekaboo Sal, is owned by All Right Racing, LLC of Morton, trained by Steve Serrell, driven today by Travis Siekman. The field's at the top of the stretch. They straighten for home. And here they come. And they're off in trotting from the inside. It's True Fortune and Matt Evanetti quickly for the lead. On the outside, it's Fox Valley, Jesse and Jamaica Patton right there second. On the inside third is Alibaba and Casey Leonard. The field moves in that first turn now up the backstretch for the first time. And on top, it's still True Fortune and Matt Evanetti. Racing along there second, Alibaba and Casey Leonard. Back there third, Fox Valley Jesse. G.J. Linda Grint's in there fourth. And at the back of the pack is Peekaboo Sal. The field approaches that quarter-mile marker, still being led by True Fortune and Matt Evanetti. They move into that second turn now, and True Fortune on top by about a length and a quarter. 30 seconds flat to the quarter, 30 seconds flat. And True Fortune in that second turn now, on top by about a length and a quarter. Alibaba racing back there second. Racing third now is Fox Valley Jesse and Jamaica Patton. Fourth is G.J. Linda Grit, and at the back of the pack, Peekaboo Sal. The field comes down the home stretch for the first time and hits over on half-mile marker, still being led, still in single-file order. It's all True Fortune controlling this race as they move past that half-mile, moving to that third turn. 101 and 2/5 of a second to the half. 101 and 2. And it's True Fortune on top now. Back there racing second, still Alibaba and Casey Leonard. The field moves out of that third, turning up the backstretch now for the last time in this race. Still being led by True Fortune. Alibaba racing back there second. Here comes GJ, Linda Grint, and Darla Martin. Lohman on the outside up there third now. Matt Evany taps up his horse, heads towards that 3/4 mile marker, and True Fortune opens up by about 1/4 of a length now. They hit in that last turn. 132 and 2/5 to the 3/4. 132 and 2. Alibaba pops the pocket and going to challenge now True Fortune. They head in the last turn. True Fortune on top by about half a length. Alibaba on the outside. On the inside, racing third is Fox Valley Jesse, and back there fourth is GJ Linda Grit. They turn for home, and on top is True Fortune, strong in the lane. True Fortune on top by about a length and a half. True Fortune's going to win today second. True Fortune's going to win this. Alibaba was second. Looked like GJ Linda Grit was third. Maybe Fox Valley Jesse was fourth. At the back of the pack, Peekaboo Sal. Time for the mile, 2:01 and 1/5 of a second. 2:01 and 1. The winner of today's second race, True Fortune, with a time of 2:01 and 1/5 of a second, will tie her lifetime mark established at Springfield last year. And here she is back in the winner's circle. Number 2, True Fortune. True Fortune is a 3-year-old brown filly by Lindy's True Grit out of the Fortune 500 mare Heather Nan. This filly is owned by Milton Greer of Jackson, Tennessee, trained by Leroy Hunt there at the head of the horse, and driven today quite capably by Matt Evanetti.
All right, Lisa and I, as far as that was gone, we were off on our second and third picks, but we picked both. Picked the winner on this one. She's up 2-0 on me this evening. And as far as harness racing concerned,
give them a big hand, folks. True Fortune and Matt Evanetti. Take the Ernie and Iola Gardner Memorial, the first division of 3-year-old filly trotters of the Abe Lincoln Stake. Results of the second race. The 1, Alibaba, finished second. The 2, True Fortune, was your winner. The 3, Fox Valley Jesse, was fourth. The 4, GJ Linda Grit, was third. And the 5, Peekaboo Sal, finished fifth. The quarter was in 30 seconds flat. The half in 1:01 and 2. 3/4 in 1:32 and 2/5. Time for the mile, 2:01 and 1/5 of a second. Orphan, bring out that second division of Abe Lincoln 3-year-old filly trotters. Bring out the second. Looking for Honolulu, Luz Esmeralda.
Actually, I haven't had my mic up, so let's go back and talk about this again. Sorry about that. Lisa and I picked the 5 horse, 3 horse for second. I picked the 2 to finish third, and she picked the 1 horse. Illini Diva, our favorite, Matt Avanetti, could win his second race of the evening. He has won both times he has driven this horse. Other drivers, including his brother Wyatt, have had 5ths and 4ths with this. We picked the 3 horse, Mississippi Model. It had a first. Jerome Daniels has trained and driven this horse each time that we have on the program. And so, again, we like that horse. Lisa picked the 1 horse, Honolulu, to finish third. I finished Luz Esmeralda to finish third. And we'll see how that all comes out as we get ready for race number 3 on the docket for this evening. Again, I will try to keep up with the quarters and doing those as we go about the evening here. Again, if I can get you on, put a comment there on Facebook. Put your picks for race
Starters
3
are
if you'd
out
like.
for today's third race. Today's third race, the second division of Abe Lincoln Stakes for 3-year-old filly trotters. Race sponsored by KC Summers Auto Group, racing for a purse of $8,562. The 1, Honolulu, is owned by Steve Searle of Grant Park, Illinois, Brian Code of Bradford, James Nellinger of Peoria, trained by Steve Searle, driven by Casey Leonard. The 2, Luz Esmeralda, is owned by Flacco Family Farms, LLC of Alexis, trained by Jill Brown here at the Coles County Fair, driven by her husband, Chris Brown. The 3, Mississippi Model, is owned, trained, bred, and driven by Jerome Daniels of Springfield. The 4, Illini Isabella, owned by Hosea Williams of Chicago, trained and driven by Steve Halford. And the 5, Illini Diva, is owned by Keith and Kevin Miller of Arthur, Illinois, Glenn Otto of Arthur, and Brian Lohman of Broadlands, trained by Kevin Miller, driven today by Matt Avanetti. Field due at the gate shortly for today's third race. And quickly, first away, there's Luz Esmeralda and Chris Brown on the inside. Honolulu has other ideas on parks that horse into the first turn as they head into that first turn. On the inside is Honolulu. On the outside, Luz Esmeralda as they race out of that first turn up the backstretch for the first time. Still being led by Honolulu and Casey Leonard. Honolulu on top by about 3 parts of a length. Racing back there second is Luz Esmeralda. Tucked in the pocket third is Mississippi Model. Racing back there fourth, Illini Isabella. And at the back of the pack, Illini Diva. The field races towards that quarter-mile marker, and we have a new leader. Luz Esmeralda takes over now and leads that field into the second turn. 30 and 3/5 of a second. 30 and 3/5 of a second with the new leader, Luz Esmeralda, on top in the second turn. Now Chris Brown is uncomfortable, sitting back there second. Now is Honolulu pulling out of the pocket. Now going to try to challenge for the lead again. On top, it's still Luz Esmeralda, but here comes Honolulu trotting on by and taking the lead again from Casey Leonard. On the inside, it's Luz Esmeralda, getting replaced by Honolulu. On the outside now, here comes Illini Diva, and Matt Avanetti patiently working his way up on the outside. The field moves towards that third quarter, being led by Honolulu and Casey Leonard. 102 and 2/5 of a second at the half. 102 and 2. The field hits that third turn and move up the backstretch, now being led by Honolulu and Casey Leonard. Back there second is Luz Esmeralda and Chris Brown. On the outside, here comes Illini Diva and Matt Avanetti racing towards that 3/4 mile marker. On top is still Honolulu, but here comes Illini Diva challenging that leader now as they move into that last turn. They hit the 3/4 in 1:32.2. 1:32.2, and the top two have stretched out from the rest of the field. Now we have a horse race. On the inside, it's Honolulu. On the outside, it's Illini Diva battling now from the outside. Matt Ebony going to the whip, but Casey's working hard. It's a neck-and-neck horse race. On the inside, Honolulu. On the outside, Illini Diva. Honolulu, Illini Diva. We're going to have a close race, folks. It's going to be maybe, photo finish. Photo finish. Too close to call. Back there third was Mississippi Model. Illini Isabella was fourth, and at the back of the pack was Luz Esmeralda. Time for the mile, 2:02 flat. We'll await the photo finish for results.
Photo finish there as they pull that back up. I'm going to pull it up on my video. I can pull that back up and we can watch that one again, folks, as I've got several out here. It looks like 7:31. This is the one right here we want to watch. Let's take a look at it real quick as we take a look at that video coming home here across the finish line. And it's a close race between the 5-1 and the 1 horse. And let's see what happens here at the finish line. And I'm going to say, let's go back and let's pop out of that and come back in. We're going to watch it again here as it comes across the line. You can see it. It's really quick. The 5 horses coming up on the 1 horse.
And results of the photo show the 1, Honolulu, to be your winner. Honolulu is the winner of today's third race.
And that's what I saw on that as far as that was concerned. And so a lot of people hoping that that changed. And so, okay, hang on. Randy's helping me out here. They're helping me out with things.
1, 2 was 5th, 3 was 3rd, 4, 4.
1,
1,
5, 3, 4, 2. Thank you so much for your help. As we'll put that up on the screen for you.
The 1 horse, Honolulu, the winner of today's third race. Honolulu is a 3-year-old filly by Luz Legacy out of the Muscle Yankee mare, Smarter Than Smart. This 3-year-old brown bay filly is owned by Steve Searle of Grant Park and Brian Code of Bradford, Illinois, James Nellinger of Peoria, trained by Steve Searle, driven today by one of Illinois' leading drivers, Casey Leonard. Give it up for the 1, Honolulu, the winner of today's third race.
Nice finish to that race there, folks. You don't get any more exciting than that as the 5 horse tried to come on at the last minute and take that race and just couldn't
looking at
do
the
it.
photo, the results for the third race. The 1 horse, Honolulu, was your winner. The 2, Luz Esmeralda, was 5th. The 3, Mississippi Model, was 3rd. The 4, Illini Isabella, was 4th. And the 5, Illini Diva, finished 2nd. The quarter was in 30 3/5 of a second. The half in 102 2/5 of a second. 3/4, 132 2. Time for the mile, 2:02 flat.
All right, with that, you can see that we, neither one, Lisa or I, got that correct. A nice run by the 1 horse there, Honolulu. Casey Leonard driving that for Steven Searle. And so we're thankful for that. And a great job of driving. Yeah. As you see this, you see David Brink. Lisa's got him out there as he can't come in the booth because he'll bang his head on the cross beams there. As you can see, his head disappears there And he's got to bend down to come inside, but he does his announcing outside fidgety. Folks, I think he does a great job out there as far as announcing is concerned, and not many new young announcers coming up, so we're thankful for that. Again, congratulations to Casey Leonard on that run as we get ready. Schedule has changed, if you'll notice that up on the screen. Charleston today, Altamont tomorrow, Charleston on Friday, weather permitting. Brown County on Saturday and Sunday. We were headed to Marshall on Monday, but due to a family funeral, Lisa and I were the only ones going to that, and we are not available. David's not available because of work. He's burned up a lot of time, in particular with rainouts that he could have saved his time. But we're not able to do that. We'll take a look. If you've got a fair coming up at the end of the year and like for us to come, you need to get in contact with David Brink, and we can talk about what the situation is there, whether it's advantageous for just two of us to come up and do it, or whether you've got some help to help us with that. But we're thankful on that. As we've said, things happening really well there as far as that's concerned. And thank you for Chernicki up there telling people, press that thumbs up button. Give us a subscribe. Do something out there. Get us to 1,000 new ones. And Mohammed out there picked 1-2. I don't know if that's in the coming race. Probably the last race. If he picked 1-2 in the last race, he would have been off. He got the winner, but he did not pick the other one. So let's see what's going with that. But we're glad that you're on board and watching as we take a look at race number 3 coming up on the docket here in today's racing. Race 4, as Lisa and I did not do well in 3. Race 4, both of us picked the 5 horse. Coming into this race, the 5 horse will be Fox Valley Riva, driven by Wyatt Avenatti. It's a Kevin Miller horse. That horse has, on our sheet, the line to be announced we don't have yet. But Charleston on Monday, I don't know what the horse did, but it's got 3 firsts and 2 thirds. It's kind of hard not to look at that horse. And Wyatt Avenatti driving that horse. And let's take a look at what Wyatt's done. He's driven that horse 2 times, and that horse the first and the third. Cornelius Stewart did the other win, and Bender on the other one. So that was what that horse has done. We picked that. Both of us picked that horse to finish first. I finished the 1, Carly Bay, Kelsey Perryman on that. It's a Jerry Mims trained horse. That horse has had some solid thirds here recently, looking for it to kind of break out. And then with that, after that, the 4 horse for me, Fox Valley Venus, Earl Avenatti trained horse. Matt driving that horse. It's been thirds and fourths. And again, I look for that horse to have some pulling out. Lisa picked the 5, then she picked the 4 for second, and then she went down to the 6, a Jamaica patent horse, MS Grant 24. That horse started strong and seems to have had some harder races here recently. So with that, she probably picked that horse because of Jamaica Patton on that as we get ready for our 4th race as they keep this docket going here. We're doing really well. Compliments to people of the track pushing these through as we don't want it to be too dark when we finish up here. No lights here at all, other than in front of the grandstand, and so safety is the utmost thing. And here again, I'm going to say this, a lot of tracks we go to, only a couple of tracks have outriders. If you're a horse person and you'd like to be an outrider, contact the fair and the racing people for outriders. Example, here,
all of
I'll
your
put David back
cooperation
on.
getting these horses out here and getting the last race off the track and getting the bikes turned over and all that kind of stuff. We know how difficult that can be. Trying to get these races off as quickly as we can to avoid the sunset. try to keep this racing as safe as possible for all of our athletes, equine and human alike.
But if you'd like to be an outrider at a fairgrounds that's having harness racing, contact the fair people. They can tell you what needs to be done or what you need to
Fields
do
out
to be able
for
to do that.
today's fourth race. Let's meet our field for today's fourth race. The first division of 3-year-old filly pace in the Abe Lincoln Stake for ICF Illinois Conceived and Foaled. 3-year-old fillies racing for a purse of $6,241. The Wilson Equine race sponsor. The one is Carly Bay. Carly Bay is owned by Jerry Mims of Vardaman, Mississippi, trained by Jerry Mims. Driver update, make the driver Tyler Stevens Clemens. The 2, Stevie May, is owned by Hugh Lake and Susan Lacey of Joplin, Missouri, trained by Ray Hanna, driven by Jordan Patton. The 3 is Itty Bitty Secret, owned by Sarah Potts of Grant Park, Illinois, trained by Steve Searle, driven today by Casey Leonard. The 4-horse Fox Valley Venice is owned by Earl Evanetti, trained by Earl Evanetti, driven today by his grandson Matt Evanetti. The 5-horse Fox Valley Riva is owned by Lester Detweiler of Sullivan, Illinois, trained by Kevin Miller, driven today by Wyatt Evanetti. And the 6-horse Miss Grant 24 is owned by Tommy Lee Grant of Jackson, Mississippi, trained by Jamaica Patton, driven today by Travis Siekman. The field's behind the gate. Race 4 underway shortly. Field straightens for home. And here they go. And they're off. And pacing from the inside is Stevie May away for the quick lead, and Jordan Patton grabbing that up. Racing along their seconds, Carly Bay and Tyler Stevens Clemens quickly race their third as Miss Grant 24 up the inside from that post position in the back here as they race through that first turn and move up the backstretch for the first time. The field's being led by Stevie May as they head towards that quarter-mile marker. Stevie May on top by about 2 lengths now, racing second. Carly Bay. Back their third is Mrs. Grant 24. Itty Bitty Secret racing back to Fox Valley Riva, and at the back of the pack, Fox Valley Venice. They hit that quarter-mile marker, being led by Stevie May and Jordan Patton, moving towards that second turn now. 31 4/5 of a second. 31 4, and here comes Miss Grant 24. Travis Siekman popping the pocket and moving on at the leaders now to challenge as they head towards the half-mile marker. On the inside, it's going to be Stevie May. On the outside, Miss Grant 24 blowing on by now for Travis Siekman taking the lead. Siekman grabs that lead and moves back towards the rail. Miss Grant 24 is going to lead this field towards the half-mile marker. Racing back there second, Stevie May. Racing third now is Itty Bitty Secret. On the outside is Fox Valley Riva. Racing fourth as they hit that 3 half-mile marker is Fox Valley Venice. 1:02 3 to the half. 1:02 3/5 of a second. They're in that third turn and racing up the backstretch for the last time in this race now. They're being led by Miss Grant 24. And on the outside, making a move now, here comes Fox Valley Riva and Wyatt Avenatti trying to that leader. They move towards that 3/4-mile marker on the inside. Miss Grant 24 on the outside. Fox Valley Riva putting away now, takes a bad step. 1:31 2/5 of a second. 1:31 2, and now on top by about 2 lengths comfortably is Miss Grant 24. Miss Grant 24 on top, but it's going to be a race for second now as we have Stevie May on the inside, and here comes Itty Bitty Secret on the outside, and between horses is Fox Valley Riva, but the winner's all tied up. It's going to be Miss Grant 24 wins. Fox Valley Riva was second. Stevie May was third. Itty Bitty Secret was fourth. Fox Valley Venice was fifth, and Carly Bay was sixth. Time for the mile, 1:59 2/5 of a second.
All right, back with us tonight. The final here, the 6-horse winning that. And as I get my sheet out here, Lisa didn't pick that. Let's see. We picked 5-3-4 for me. I didn't do any good at all. Lisa did 5-3-1, and she didn't do any good at all either. So we both are not doing really well. It's a good thing we don't have David against us in this contest. He'd probably fare better than we are as far as the picks are concerned as we get ready here. And we'll wait for him for the final rundown as they do the picks in the other area.
And back in front of the grandstand, the winner of today's 4th race, the 6-horse, Miss Grant 24.
Miss Grant 24, Jamaica.
Miss Grant 24 is a 3-year-old bay filly by some star somewhere out of the Western Hanover mare, Bubba's Joycey B. She's owned by Tommy Lee Grant of Jackson, Mississippi, trained by Jamaica Patton there at the head of the horse, driven today quite capably by leading Illinois horseman Travis Seekman.
Travis Seekman on that horse. I didn't get that change
Last
beforehand.
quarter, 28 seconds flat.
Travis Seekman
Takes home the
driving
Wilson
that horse.
Equine
Sorry about
Trophy.
that. But like I said, some things we won't get done today. But as we get ready to go here for race 5, as we move right along, we'll let our sponsors have some time. With that, we'll be back after these messages.
Yoder Custom Woodworking was started in 1995 by the Yoder family as a retail Amish furniture store in Sullivan, Illinois. They offer custom kitchen cabinets, granite and quartz countertops, built-in office and bathroom cabinetry, and offer a wide range of Amish furniture. Their store is located at 1117 West Jackson Street in Sullivan, Illinois, with store hours Tuesday through Friday 9 to 4:30 and Saturday 9 to 3. For more information, contact Yoder Custom Woodworking at 217-728-2166.
Make plans now to attend the 25th Annual Illini Classic Yearling Sale on Labor Day at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield. Established in 1999, the Illini Classic has been producing champions for a quarter century, including reigning Illinois Divisional Champions On Higher Ground and Scorecard Dandy. It's the Illini Classic Yearling Sale, Monday, September 2nd at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield, beginning at 11 a.m. Central. Come join us and finish the summer strong.
Wait, before you go and get your snacks and drinks, make sure to subscribe and like to Harness Tube. If you can't do that, just give us a thumbs up. Alright, to the show.
Back with you as we head to race 5 as we head to race 5 in this evening. Boy, I scratched off Lisa and I's. And let's see what we have for race 5 for you. I shouldn't have scratched through that. Seems to be a run on the 5-hole tonight for us. Casey Leonard, Terry Leonard driven horse is my pick. No words needed. That's also Lisa's pick on this. And then Big Flicka is our second pick. In fact, let's see, 5-3-4 for me and 5-3-1 for her. So Big Flicka, Wayne Evanity driven horse, John Fletcher trained. And then for me, Lisa, Jamaica Patton trained and driven horse here in this 5th race. And then for Lisa, she picked in this race also, let's see, she picked Andalisa. And then Hermia Star is what she picked for 4. So I picked 5-3-4. She picked 5-3-1. And so I don't know what your pick is for this contest. As we get ready for number 5, you can send that to me via the chat. We'd love to hear from you on the chat as far as that's concerned. And they're trying to keep crowd control down. You can see we got cars crossing the track between every single race and people crossing the track. And we've got horses training out there during this, and it's not really a safe haven for those, because when they're parking inside, then they've got to get back to the other side of the track. And so as we get ready to go here for race 5, we've got that situation. The weather is cooling down. We've got a nice breeze and a cool temperature here at racing. We had good racing tonight as far as that's concerned. As we get ready for race 5, we're not quite halfway through, and we're almost an hour into it. So we're doing every bit of less than 15 minutes per race as we get ready to go here, and that's good, as we started just a little bit early in this contest because it will get dark. They do not have lights except for on the front stretch of this fairground. Nice looking fairground. They got quite a bit of rain here. They've got a couple of low spots in their tractor pulling area here, and those will cause issues. And I think Randy Callahan has made the walk over to tell them at the gate that it's not safe to allow horses across when they are warming horses up. And so I don't know what they're going to do about that, but it's one mistake here, and you've got a horseman in danger. And so we'll take a look at that, at what's going on with that. Small crowd here tonight at this fair. I know Altamont had racing today. 3 track records set over at Altamont today. We'll probably talk more about that tomorrow, as Kurt Becker will be the track announcer. David and I will have those 6 races along with Lisa doing the camera work. We appreciate everything that she does. She's pulling the hard weight here, keeping you up and going with that as they allow cars to come back across. And we'll see if things change here after that. But they're filling the infield up. Luckily, there's not high vehicles out here as the gate gets ready to go here for this next race. Again, if you'd like to make a pick or something, put it on our YouTube chat. We would love to hear from you and where you're watching from, and maybe your favorite horse. So with that,
and the field is out for today's 5th race. Today's 5th race is the 2nd division for 3-year-old filly pacers of the Abe Lincoln Stake for Illinois Conceived and Foaled, racing for a purse of $6,241. Let's meet our field. The 1, Adelicia. Adelicia is owned by Ron Phillips of Athens and Jamaica Patton of Rochester, and Ryan Speary of Springfield, trained by Jamaica Patton, driven by Jamaica Patton. The 2, Cupid's Revenge, is owned by R. Silberberg of Farmington Heights, Michigan, Jim Eaton of Crete, Illinois, M. Ben Bovin of Canton, Michigan, and Deb Wazowski of Willowbrook, trained by Jim Eaton, driven by Travis Siekman. The 3, Big Flicka, is owned by Stevana Turner of Argenta, Illinois, trained by John Fletcher, driven today by Wyatt Avenetti. The 4, Hermia Star, is owned by Brian and Candy Herzog of Beecher City, trained and driven by Freddie Patton Jr. The 5, No Words Needed, is owned by Terry Lee Leonard, Lester Detweiler, Peter Kuchis, trained by Terry Leonard and driven today by Casey Leonard. The 6, Fox Valley Tatum, is owned by Steve Serrell of Grant Park, Brian Code of Bradford, Illinois, James Nellinger of Peoria, and G. Barnett of San Diego, California. Trained by Steve Serrell, driven today by trainer Steven Serrell. Field's at the gate for today's 5th race. Track is hot from the inside out. Adelicia and Jamaica Patton, Cupid's Revenge, Travis Siekman, Big Flicka and Wyatt Avenetti, Hermia Star, Freddie Patton Jr., No Words Needed, and Casey Leonard, and Fox Valley Tatum and Steve Serrell from the back. Field straightens for home, and here they come. And they're off and pacing in between horses. It's Big Flicka away first on the inside. Adelicia challenges her into the first turn. Adelicia battling on the inside. Big Flicka on the outside. Adelicia battling their neck and neck as they head through that first turn. Jamaica Patton and Adelicia holding off Big Flicka and White Ebonite on the outside. Taking a seat now, racing back there second. On top is Adelicia by about a length and a half. Sitting there second is Big Flicka. Racing back there third is Hermia Star. Back there fourth is Fox Valley Tatum. They head towards that quarter-mile marker, still being led by the one-horse, Adelicia. 29 seconds flat to the quarter, 29 flat. On top is the one, Adelicia, as the geese go to fly there. On the outside now looks to be, here comes a challenger from the outside. On top, though, we still have Adelicia riding back there seconds, Big Flicka. Here's a challenger moving to the outside now. Looks to be Hermia Star and Freddie Patton Jr. They move towards that half-mile marker. On top, Adelicia on the outside. Hermia Star racing back there third is Big Flicka. Racing along there fourth, Fox Valley Tatum. 1 minute flat, 1 minute. Adelicia battling that third turn again. So on the outside is Hermia Star. They come out of that third turn, and Adelicia has been wiring this field so far on top by about half a length. On the outside is Hermia Star. Tucked in there third with nowhere to go is Big Flicka and Wyatt Abnetti. On the outside, here comes Cupid's Revenge with a second over trip for Travis Siekman. They work towards that 3/4 mile marker and into that last turn, still being led by one horse, Adelicia, Jamaica Patton. 30 seconds, 1:30 flat, 1:30. They move into that last turn, being led by the one horse, Adelicia. Still on the outside is Hermia Star and Freddie Patton Jr. locked in on the pylons. Big Flicka and Wyatt Abnetti with nowhere to go. On the outside, looks like no words needed, making a run. Cupid's Revenge between horses. No words needed on the way outside. Adelicia on the inside. Adelicia's going to hold on. Looks like Adelicia by half a length wins today's fifth race. Tight for second. Adelicia wins. Time for the mile, 2 minutes and 1/5 of a second. 2 minutes and 1/5 of a second.
As you take a look there at the end of that race, another great race here in that fifth race. And so with that, we'll get the rundown here as soon as we possibly can. As they check it out, I will play the end of that race for you so you can see that over again as we take a look at this race that just finished up. We'll play that for you. As you see them come out of the turn 4 here, you can see what's going on. We'll have the race finished for you.
Judge Randy Callahan's phoning over to our photo finish technician, Amos Schrock, to get the rundown.
Here we get to watch it again. So it stops right at the finish line, so we may not have a full view here.
Looked to be the one on top by about half a length, though. Adelicia, photo for second, third, and fourth.
I'm going to say 1, 2, 3 is what I've got on that. Is they can take a look at that as far as the things are. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we'll get that changed as they do have an official result here for us.
And coming back to the winner's circle now, the winner of today's fifth race, the second division of Abe Lincoln 3-year-old filly pace, the one horse, Adelicia.
1, 2, 3.
Adelicia is a 3-year-old bay filly by Time to Roll out of Kyra Revrek out of Incredible Finale. She's owned by breeder Ron Phillips of Athens, Jamaica Patton, trainer-driver Jamaica Patton, and Ryan Speary of Springfield. This filly is trained by Jamaica Patton and driven today quite capably by Jamaica Patton.
As they get the winner circle out there, I'm not even going to tell you, Lisa and I did not do fair well.
Let's give a big round of applause for the winner of today's 5th race, the one, Adelicia.
With that, we'll take a quick station break to kind of get some things taken care of here. But it'll be a side-by-side just here for a moment. As David will have the
and results are out for today's 5th race. The 1, Adelicia, was your winner. The 2, Cupid's Revenge, finished 2nd. The 3, Big Flicka, was 3rd. The 4, Hermia's Star, was 6th. The 5, No Words Needed, was 4th. The 6, Fox Valley Tatum, was 5th. The quarter was in 29 seconds flat. The half in a minute flat. 3 quarters, 1:30 seconds flat. Time for the mile, 2 minutes and 1/5. The winner of today's race, 5th race, Adelicia. Looking ahead at today's 6th race, the 3rd division of Abe Lincoln 3-year-old filly pacers. This race sponsored by the Corn Belt Shrine Club. Purse of $6,041. Looking for Fox Valley Gina, Fox Valley Tessa, UCD, UC Annie.
I have been interested in truck driving my whole life. I've been fascinated with the big rig since I was a kid. But after college, I got into business on the marketing side of things, kind of shelved the dream. 30 years later, I quit my job, signed up for truck driving school. It was exciting from the get-go. Dot recruited out of my truck driving school. The job was everything I was hoping it would be, and then some. My weeks absolutely fly by. When my life needed fulfillment, I took the wheel.
Own a little and love it a lot. TheStable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. TheStable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at TheStable.ca.
Back with you on Harness Tube as we get ready for race 6 as we move right along here with today's racing. As we've got 12 on store for you, and they're moving right along. We'll be halfway through after we get finished with this race. In race 6, it looks kind of like this. I don't even know why I go over these tonight. It's one of those nights when you can't pick a horse. 3-4-1 is what I'm picking. I'm picking UC.
We appreciate all of your cooperation getting today's races off in a timely manner. We know a lot of our horsemen raced down at Altamont today and made the trip up here after to race 2 cards. It's going to be a long, hot day for these guys, and we appreciate them getting their work done as quickly as they can, getting the horses out here so we can get these races raced before the sun goes down. So big tip of the hat to our horsemen.
UCD, UC Annie is my pick out of the gate. Jamaica Patton driven and trained horse. This horse has 3 firsts and 2 seconds. I don't know what it did at Altamont on Monday, but that horse has had a great year so far. The second, it finished a Big Flicka, who's not in this race, raced earlier today. After that, I go for the 4 horse, Arcase Tony. That is the horse that Lisa is picking to win. We flip-flopped our 1s and 2s. Arcase Tony has 3 firsts and a second. Has a disqualification thrown in there at Oak Grove. Finished 10th place. But 3 wins. Casey Leonard driven. Rashawn Trigg. Casey Leonard has driven that horse 2 out of the 3 times that it has won. Cornelius Stewart drove it the other time. And then we both picked the 1 horse to finish 3rd. Travis Seekman driving the Amy Husted horse, Fox Valley Gina. that horse has been pretty solid all year long. If you look at its record, it's seconds and thirds, and the last time out a fourth at Hawthorne. And so that could be what I consider a dark horse in this race. That horse could win this race just because it looks like it's raced mostly at Hawthorne and DuQuoin. And so, tough, maybe some tougher competition there. But we'll see what happens in this race as we take a look at it. In fact, if I was to redo my picks now looking at that, I might pick that horse to win on the one horse. And so you've got that going on. As they get ready to go here, the starting gate is ready. They've been really good about getting that out. It's been one of the biggest holdups has been getting cars across the track in between races. And then there has been spectators going across the track. And then they've been filtering down to this other gate over here. But the problem with that is that some of them are not waiting for racing to be done before they get across there, or making sure the track is clear. So we're hoping we can get through the next 7 races free of any incidents and see what's going on. All right.
While we've got a break in the action, I want to go ahead and give a big thank you and a big shout out to our track crew here tonight. Clark Fairley has this crew and this track in tip-top shape. They always do such great work. We had some rain come through this morning and they had to seal it, but Phil Stout and Dalton Stout out there working, Kurt Niemeyer and Mark Austin and several others. But we appreciate all their hard work, doing such a great job taking care of this track and making sure we have a surface to race on in spite of the weather. It's a lightning fast track. Congratulations, guys. Let's give a big round of applause to our track crew.
Horses are out on the track. We'll turn it back over to David Brink for the track announcements.
And we're mowing through races tonight. We're on our 6th race after about an hour of racing. And field is out for today's 6th race. Let's meet the starters. The one horse, Fox Valley Gina, is owned by Houston Racing LLC of Altamont, and John Schwartz Jr. of Wooddale, and Robin Cruz of Eustis, Florida, trained by Amy Houston, driven tonight by Travis Siekman. The 2, Fox Valley Tessa, is owned by Steve Searle of Grant Park, Illinois, Brian Code of Bradford, Illinois, James Nellinger of Peoria, and G. Barnett of San Diego, trained by Steve Searle, driven tonight by trainer and owner Steve Searle. The 3 horses, UC Annie, owned by Dolores Phillips of Athens and Jamaica Patton of Rochester, trained by Jamaica Patton, driven by Mike Cox. The 4, RK's Tony, is owned by Mitch Titus of Charleston and Roshan Derez Trigg of Brandon, Mississippi, trained by Roshan Trigg, driven tonight by Casey Leonard. And the 5, Miss Larry, is owned by Tanner Saltzgaver of Fisher, Illinois, trained by Kevin Miller, driven tonight by Wyatt Avenetti. Equipment repair on the 3 UC Annie, for those of you who can't see on the backstretch over there. Driver Mike Cox stopped her, and starter and fair board director Stacy DeRoos out there helping him get that head pull situated and fixed. Always appreciate having horsemen around. Help take care of stuff like that. Our starting gate driver, Stacy DeRoos, makes his way back to the mobile starting gate where Roy Finn, our starter, is situated in the back. And he extends the wing, welcoming the field of the 6th race to the gate. From the inside out, it's Fox Valley Gina and Travis Siekman, Fox Valley Tessa and Steve Serrell, UC Annie and Mike Cox, RK's Tony, Casey Leonard, and Miss Larry and Wyatt Avenetti. Fields in the far turn. Gate straightens for home and begins to pick up speed. And here they come. It's a great start for these 3-year-old Pacing Billies as they're 3 or 4 across the track as they work towards that first turn between horses. It's UC Annie. Fox Valley Gina is going to park that filly into the first turn now and make it hard for her as Travis Siekman goes to work on that filly as they work through that first turn. On top is Fox Valley Gina and Travis Siekman racing back there second. UC Annie. It's a 3-length gap back there to Fox Valley. Tessa racing third. Miss Larry back there fourth, and at the back of the pack, RK's Tony. Travis puts UC Annie behind him, works past that quarter-mile marker. 28 and 2 to the quarter, 28 and 2/5 of a second. On top is still Fox Valley Gina, leading this field in that second turn. Sitting back there second in the garden spot is UC Annie and Mike Cox. Racing along their third now is Miss Larry. Working from the back of the pack, here comes RK's Tony, and it's Casey Leonard now with a rush on the outside. The field moves towards that half-mile marker, still being led by Fox Valley Gina. On the outside is RK's Tony. 1 minute flat to the half. On the inside, Fox Valley Gina. On the outside, RK's Tony racing back there. Third is UC Annie. They move out of that third turn and up the backstretch for the last time in the mile. Still on top is Fox Valley Gina. On the outside, RK's Tony. Siekman pops the plugs. On the outside, RK's Tony might stick ahead in front, but battling back on the inside is Fox Valley Gina. They hit the 3/4 mile marker now. 130 flat to the 3/4 as they hit that last turn, and on top is Fox Valley Gina. That filly stretches out, starts to open up by maybe 3/4 of a length. Racing back there second now. On the inside is UC Annie. On the outside, RK's Tony making another crack at her, but on top is going to be Fox Valley Gina. Tough to catch. Fox Valley Gina wins today's 6th race. Fox Valley Gina wins. RK's Tony was second. UC Annie was third. Fox Valley Tessa was fourth. And Miss Larry was fifth. Time for the mile. 1:58 and 3/5 of a second. Fox Valley Gina. The one-horse Fox Valley Gina making her first start in 2024, a winning one for the connections of Houston and Siekman.
Well, with that, again, I said Fox Valley Gina, re-looking that I would pick that horse looking a little bit closer at the races. Sometimes I don't do these, I do them in a quick fashion because of time or or whatever if I had looked a little closer at where that horse had raced and so forth. And again, if you need to, if you're a novice at this and need to talk to somebody how to do that, check out.
On her way back to the winner's circle in front of the grandstand is the winner of today's 6th race, the 1 Fox Valley Gina.
And so with that, as we get ready for the end of this race, he'll give the rundown here in a second. We're already to the 7th race coming up here. And so, what's the scratch? The 2, Shady at Maple Ace.
Siekman gives the filly a nice little pat, thanking her for her work. Let's meet our winner of today's 6th race. Fox Valley Gina is a 3-year-old time to roll filly out of the Party at Arts Place mare, Party Hangover. This filly is owned by Houston Racing LLC of Up the Road in Altamont, and John Schwartz of Wooddale, and Robin Cruz of Eustis, Florida, there at the head of the horse. Trained by Amy Houston. Driven tonight by Travis Siekman. The winner of your 6th Fox Valley Gina. Results are in for today's 6th race. The 1 Fox Valley Gina was your winner. The 2 Fox Valley Tessa finished 4th. The 3 UCD Annie was 3rd. The 4 RK's Tony finished 2nd. And the 5 Miss Larry was 5th. The quarter was in 28 3/5 of a second. The half in a minute flat. 3/4 in 1:30 flat. Time for the mile 1:58 3/5 of a second. The winner of today's 6th race, Fox Valley Gina.
Pine Ridge Mobile Home Transport is the go-to mobile home transportation company. We provide top-notch services including moving, block and leveling, and even demolitions with a quick turnaround time. If you're looking to move or get rid of your mobile home, Pine Ridge is the company to call. We now have dumpsters available for rent at competitive rates. Contact Wayne at 217-313-9744 or find us on Facebook.
Okay, back with you, Steve Surratt. David Brink doing the track announcing here in Charleston tonight at the Coles County Fair. He'll do it also Friday. Lisa Surratt doing the camera work for you up in the stands. We give you that. We have Coles County Fair has helped us with this broadcast. We're thankful for them and them helping us with that situation. If you'd like to donate or whatever, you can do that. Contact David through Harness Tube on Facebook, Harness Tube on YouTube, and harnestube@gmail.com, or call him at 312-772-5122. That's the numbers out there. And with that, as we get ready for the 7th race.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're halfway through the card, and your announcers forgot to give program changes so far before they came out. So let's look ahead through our program a little bit and get you some changes for the last half of this card. Looking at race 7, scratch the 2, Shady Maple Ace. Shady Maple Ace in the 7th race is a scratch. In race 9, we're waiting for a driver on the 2. April's big guy, there will be a driver announced there. In today's nightcap, the 12th race, we're going to scratch the 3 horse, Timel Torch. Scratch the 3 in today's 12th, Timel Torch.
Okay, let's take a look at this 7th race with the 2 horse scratched. Actually, that's a horse I picked, so I'm going to have to go through and make a change here. The 6 horse will move up to the 1 spot unless I decide to make a change in that. Lisa didn't pick it. She picked the 4 horse. The 4 horse is Fox Valley Nautica, driven by Wayne Avenatti. A couple of things there with that horse. Kevin Miller trained. A lot of pluses there for that horse. It's had a first in Du Quoin, and so that's one to look at. And she picked that horse for, let's see. No, I'm sorry. I got to get my P's and Q's here. Race number 7. She picks Luz Mandalorian. 2 first, a second, a third, a fourth, and a ninth for that. Travis Siekman driving that horse for Rashawn Trigg. And so she picked that along with me. The second place horse, we both took Loose Gambler. Jill Brown trained horse. Jordan Patton will be driving that horse. She picked the 4 horse Fox Valley Nautica, Wyatt Evanetti. And I will probably have to go with the 1 Travis Siekman on the horse that he's doing. But again, I'm going to look at this and I'm actually going to change mine. I'm going to go 1 7 6. I'm going to go 1 7 6. I'm going to change up on mine. I'm going to go with Fox Valley Harley, then Loose Mandalorian, and the 6 Loose Gambler to finish that out. And then Lisa's 764 with hers. With mine with the scratch, I'm going to make that change all the way around.
On the 9th race, the 2 horse. Flip your program ahead a couple races. The 2 April's Big Guy will be driven by Chris Brown. Chris Brown will drive the 2 in the 9th race, April's Big Guy.
I'll get that driver change in so that we have that for later in the race. Okay. And so we got that change made for the 9th race.
Yoder Custom Woodworking was started in 1995 by the Yoder family as a retail Amish furniture.
Sorry about that. Buttons up here to push. Again, I changed my pick. I'm picking the 1 now. 176 is what I'm going with. Fox Valley Harley, driven by Travis Siekman. He seems to have a hot hand today.
Fields out for today's 7th race. Today's 7th race is the first division for the Abe Lincoln for 3-year-old Colton Gelding Pacers of Illinois Conceived and Foaled. This race sponsored by Flacco Family Farms for a purse of $8,962. Let's meet our field. The 1 Fox Valley Harley is owned by Gabe Wand of Wisconsin and R. Wand of Wisconsin, G. Galley of Mineral Point, Wisconsin, and Jamaica Patton of Rochester, trained by Jamaica Patton, driven by Jamaica Patton. The 2 Shady Maple Ace is a scratch. The 3 Lose Miracle is owned by M. Buzzard of Altamont, C. Paloma of Cedar Rapids, Iowa, M. Paloma of Mendelin, C. Ritzel of St. Jacob, Illinois, trained by Steve Searle, driven by Casey Leonard. The 4 horse Fox Valley Nautica is owned by Kevin and Keith Miller of Arthur, Illinois, Glenn Otto of Arthur, and Lester Detweiler of Sullivan, trained by Kevin Miller, driven by Wyatt Evanetti. The 5 TVS Cosmac is owned by Jerome Daniels and David Williams of Byram, Mississippi, trained by Jerome Daniels, driven tonight by Jerome Daniels. The 6 Lose Gambler is owned by Flacco Family Farms, LLC of Alexis, trained by Jill Brown right here in Charleston, and driven tonight by Jordan Patton. And the 7 Lose Mandalorian is owned by Flacco Family Farms, LLC, trained by Rashawn Trigg, driven by Travis Siekman. Field for today's 7th race are at the gate. From the inside out, it's Fox Valley Harley, Scratch the 2, Lose Miracle, Fox Valley Nautica, TVS Cosmac, Lose Gambler, and Lose Mandalorian. The first division of 3-year-old Colton Gelding Trotters from the Abe Lincoln. Gate straightens up in the stretch, begins to pick up speed, and here they go. And they're off and racing, and it's Fox Valley Nautica getting the first call between horses. On the inside is Fox Valley Harley and Jamaica Patton. Pucking that horse in the first turn now as Fox Valley Nautica clears as they hit that first turn. Fox Valley Nautica on top by about a length and a quarter. We have a breaker now. Looks like Fox Valley Harley made a break. Horses run behind. On top now by about 5-6 lengths. It looks to be Fox Valley Nautica comes out of that Racing back there second, getting through this was Lose Gambler and Jordan Patton. Back there third, Lose Mandalorian and Travis Siekman. Racing fourth now, Lose Miracle, Fox Valley Harley, and at the back of the pack, TVS Cosmac. 30 and 3 to the quarter, 30 and 3/5 of a second to the quarter mile marker. The field's in that far turn. 3 on top of the bunch, 3 on the back. But they're on top now. It's still going to be Wyatt Avenatti and Fox Valley Nautica taking this field towards that half-mile marker as they hit the home stretch for the first time. It's Fox Valley Nautica racing along there second. It's Lose Gambler. Back there third is Lose Mandalorian. Racing fourth now is Fox Valley Harley. 102 to the half. 102 to the half. They hit that third turn. It's Fox Valley Nautica on top by about a length and a quarter. Racing back there second still is Lose Gambler unchanged. Still in there third on the inside now. Looks to be Lose Mandalorian. Maybe looking to the outside to try to make a move, but here comes Lose Gambler to the outside to move on by. Fox Valley Nautica makes the break. Lose Gambler's going to inherit the lead, and Lose Mandalorian racing along there second. On top is Lose Gambler. They hit that 3/4 mile marker and move towards that last turn. 1:31 and 3/5 of a second. And they hit that last turn, and on top is Lose Gambler, but here comes Lose Mandalorian and Travis Siekman on the outside. Now going to make this a horse race. On the inside, Lose Gambler from the Flacco Family Farms. On the outside, Lose Mandalorian from the Flacco Family Farms. It's a Flacco photo finish no matter what. On the inside, Lose Gambler. On the outside, Lose Mandalorian going to stitch on by. It's going to be Lose Mandalorian to win the 7th race. Lose Gambler home second. Fox Valley Harley was third. Lose Miracle fourth, Fox Valley Nautica fifth, TVS Cosmac. 2 minutes, 3/5. Time for the mile, 2 minutes and 3/5. The Flacco Family Farms go 1-2 in the Flacco Family Farms sponsored race, this first division of 3-year-old colt gelding trotters in the Abe Lincoln Stake. Good to see Doc and Arlene and Rick Flacco out there by the golf cart. They have a nice farm up there in Alexis, and Stan, the sire of this horse, Lose Legacy, trotting sire of the year for numerous years in a row. But let's meet our winner of today's 7th race, the 7, Lose Mandalorian. Lose Mandalorian is a 3-year-old colt by Lose Legacy out of the Uncle Peter mare, Snarky Lane. He's owned by Flacco Family Farms, LLC of Alexis, trained by Roshan Trigg there, the horse, driven today by Travis Siekman. Let's have a nice round of applause for the winner of today's 7th race, Lose Mandalorian. Results are in for today's 7th race. The 1 horse, Fox Valley Harley, finished 3rd. The 2, Shady Maple Ace, was a scratch. The 3, Lose Miracle, finished 4th. The 4, Fox Valley Nautica, was 5th. The 5, TVS Cosmac,
Who's
finished
that on
6th.
Race 12.
The 6, Luz Gambler was 2nd. And the 7, Luz Mandalorian was your winner. Quarter was in 30 3/5 of a second. The half was in 102 flat.
Tyler Clemens.
3/4, 131 3. Time for the mile, 2 minutes and 3/5.
All right.
Winner of today's 7th race, Luz Mandalorian.
Right here. I got it right here. I knew it was in another. All right. As we get ready here, we'll take a sponsor break. We'll be back after these messages.
Yoder Custom Woodworking was started in 1995 by the Yoder family as a retail Amish furniture store in Sullivan, Illinois. They offer custom kitchen cabinets, granite and quartz countertops, built-in office and bathroom cabinetry, and offer a wide range of Amish furniture. Their store is located at 1117 West Jackson Street in Sullivan, Illinois, with store hours Tuesday through Friday 9 to 4:30 and Saturday 9 to 3. For more information, contact Yoder Custom Woodworking at 217-728-2166.
All right, back with you as we get finished with that race, as David ran down the race for you. We've got a race 12. The number 4 horse is going to be driven by Tyler Stevens Clemens in that race. So we got that changed on our card. We're ready to go for race 8 as we're getting about 2/3 of the way through our racing program for this evening, as they try to push to get things done. In this race, I picked 1-4-3. Lisa picked 1-4-2. 1 being Lose Private Eye. That horse has only lost its first race with the 3rd place, so it's really hard to go against that horse. But also, Fireball's Pride is won 4 in a row. Also, that is in this, a Darla Martin Lohman horse, trained and driven by her. Casey Leonard on the Steven Searle horse on the 1. And let's see, I picked the 3, Dashing Durango. That horse has had a, fairly consistent year. Lisa picked the 2 horse, which Dooleyville Lou, and I believe that's a horse David is pretty hot on as far as when he's talked in the races. Another horse to, keep your eyes on this is the Storm Warrior, Jill Brown's horse. 4th, 3rd, 4th, 2nd, 4th. If you look at, as Randy Callahan usually gives me a hard time because I look at the chalk. That's what I'm looking for in a lot of these races. Are they winning? Are they consistent? What are they doing? David knows the horseman, the background of the horse, just a little bit better than, or a lot better than I do, I should say. And, again, Denbo has also had a couple of good outings.
While we're giving out a round of applause, let's give a round of applause to our fair board here at the Coles County Fair for putting on harness racing again for 170th consecutive year. It's pretty impressive. They do a great job here with 3 days of racing. There's plenty of horsemen stabled on the backstretch all year long. We really appreciate all the cooperation with the fair board, putting on this great card for us to come down here and race in Charleston.
If you've got any comments, you can comment on the YouTube channel in the comment section. We'd love to hear from you on there, your picks or where you're watching from. We'd love to hear that. I haven't had one for a while, but we'd love to hear from you on that. And also send us some pictures or whatever through either Facebook or some of the others. As Lisa gets some pictures for you of the fair and what's going on at the fair, we really appreciate those shots. You can see the crowd here. And it's increased as we've kept going here, as people have got off work and been able to get their way to the fairgrounds. And they've slowed up the crossing traffic. We only had a couple of cars here recently coming across there. And so with that, we get ready here for race 8 here in Charleston. And from the official start time, we're an hour and a half in, about an hour and 40 minutes in from where we started. And so we're happy to be running ahead with a 12-card race tonight. And as you can see there, finish line is marked really well. There was some discussion. Some tracks do not have that marked very distinctly, is what I will say. And so with that, and so they're doing some announcing on the track from the stands. As we get ready. And so, again, thank you for watching. Again, we'd love to hear from you in the YouTube chat. If you would like to do that, just click on it and chat with us. We'd really like for you to like or actually subscribe to our YouTube channel by hitting that subscribe button. This is made possible by donors and advertisers for us to be able to do this for free for you on YouTube. If you'd like to donate, that slide will be up a little bit later today about being able to get in touch through Venmo or PayPal. You can do that at HarnessTube. That's at HarnessTube in both of those apps. Or you can send an old-fashioned check to David Brink with that. But we're getting down toward the end of the year. Again, we were supposed to do Marshall a week from this last Monday, but due to a death in the family, my wife and I were headed there. David was not able to go. We're not able to go now as we have commitments to family on that day. We'll be in Altamont tomorrow. They've moved that start time up to 12 noon. 12 noon tomorrow. Make that note change. 12 noon tomorrow for that race. There's 6 races on the card, so we'll be done before 2 o'clock tomorrow. Hopefully before any rain or anything happens tomorrow, or we don't get much tonight. A lot of tracks. We've had 4 rainouts this year, which is quite a bit for us. Normally we don't have that many. We had one last year.
Brown. The field's out for today's 8th race, the Ron Brown Memorial. Today's 8th race is the second division of Abe Link Stakes for 3-year-old Colton Gelding trotters, racing for a purse of $8,762. The one-horse Lou's Private Eye is owned by Flacco Family Farms, LLC of Alexis, trained by Steve Searle, driven by Casey Leonard. The 2, Dooleyville Lou, is owned by Randall Dooley of Hidalgo, trained by Harold Finn, driven today by Harold Finn Jr. The 3, Dashing Durango, is owned by Dr. Stephen Renard of Hamilton, Illinois, trained by Jill Brown, driven tonight by Richard Finn. The 4-horse Fireball's Pride is owned by Chuck Doring of Brownstown and Darla Martin Lohman of Effingham, trained by Darla Martin Lohman, driven by Darla Martin Lohman. The 5-horse DeStorm Warrior is owned by Stacy and Deb DeRoos of right here in Charleston, Illinois, trained by Jill Brown, driven by Jill Brown. And the 6, Denbo, it's owned by Dennis Gardner of West Salem, Illinois, trained by Denny Gardner, driven by Travis Siekman. Field's at the gate. Race 8 on deck shortly. Today's 8th race, the Ron Brown Memorial for 3-year-old Colton Gelding trotters. From the inside out, it's Lou's Private Eye, the state champion. And Casey Leonard, Dooleyville Lou, and Harold Finn Jr., Dashing Durango, and Richard Finn. Fireball's Pride, Darla Martin Lohman, DeStorm Warrior, and Jill Brown, and Denbo, and Travis Siekman. Gate begins to pick up speed. And here they come. And they're off from the inside. It looks like Dashing Durango quickly away to the first to the turn. As they head to that first turn, it's Dashing Durango on top by about a length and a quarter. Sitting back there second now is Dooleyville Lou on the outside. Fireball's Pride and Darla Martin Lohman. The field comes out of that first turn and races up the backstretch for the first time. On top still is Dashing Durango. On the outside, here comes Fireball's Pride and Darla Martin Lohman. Racing back there third is Dooleyville Lou. Racing towards the quarter-mile marker, the field gets in that second turn now. Still being led. 30 seconds to the quarter. 30 seconds to the quarter. 30 seconds flat. Still on top there's Dooleyville Lou and Harold Finn Jr. racing along their second now as Fireball's Pride. Tipping out now to make a challenge. Here comes, looks like Denbo and Travis Siekman on the outside to challenge for the lead. Now the inside is Dashing Durango. On the outside is Denbo. Racing along their third now is Fireball's Pride on the outside. Here comes Distorm Warrior racing along their fifth. 1 and 4. 101 and 4 to the half. The field moves towards that second turn, up the backstretch for the last time now. Still being led by Dashing Durango and Richard Finn, but on the outside, here comes Denbo making another challenge now as both drivers go to work on the whips and pop the plugs to try to make this a horse race coming home. There's neck and neck and side by side as they move towards that 3/4 mile marker on the inside. Still Dashing Durango. On the outside is going to be Denbo. Racing along their third now is Fireball's Pride. 1:31 and 3/5 of a second. They're in that last turn. On the inside is Dashing Durango. But we have a horse race now looking to go 3 wide is Fireball's Pride. But between horses, we're going to have a new leader here. On the inside is going to be Dashing Durango. Between horses is Denbo. On the outside, Fireball's Pride. But Denbo looks strong. Denbo and Travis Siekman is going to be on top by about 3 parts of the length. Denbo wins today's 8th race. Fireball's Pride was second. Dashing Durango third. Dooleyville Lou up for 4th. Lou's Private Eye was 5th. And Distorm Warrior was 6th. Time for the mile, 2:01 and 4/5 of a second. Making his way back to the winner's circle is the owner and trainer of the winner of today's 8th race, Dennis Gardner, right there in the bright orange shirt. No one gets more excited about winning a horse race than Denny Gardner, that's for sure. And working their way back towards the winner's circle now is the winner of today's 8th race, Denbo. Denbo is a 3-year-old gelding by Cassis out of Kerfuffle Cookie out of Chip Chip Hooray. This gelding is owned and trained by West Salem's Denny Gardner right there in the orange shirt. Handed the lines over, quite capable reinsman Travis Siekman. And Denbo takes today's 8th race, the Ron Brown Memorial, for a purse of $8,762. Let's give a big round of applause for Denbo and Travis Siekman and Dennis Gardner.
Again, not a horse pick by Lisa or I on that, but a great drive.
Results are in for today's 8th race.
How's his thyroid, Travis?
The 1 horse, Lou's Private Eye, finished 5th. The 2, Dooleyville Lou, was 4th. The 3, Dashing Durango, was 3rd. The 4, Fireball's Pride, finished 2nd. The 5, Distorm Warrior, was 6th. And the 6, Denbo, was your winner. The quarter was in 30 seconds flat. The half in 1:01 and 4/5. 3/4, 1:31 and 3/5. Time for the mile, 2:01, 4/5 of a second. Top down should read 5:43.261 on the bottom. 30 seconds flat, 101 and 4, 131.3, 201, 4/5 of a second.
Make plans now to attend the 25th Annual Illini Classic Yearling Sale on Labor Day at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield. Established in 1999, the Illini Classic has been producing champions for a quarter century, including reigning Illinois divisional champions On Higher Ground and Scorecard Dandy. It's the Illini Classic Yearling Sale, Monday, September 2nd at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield, beginning at 11 a.m. Central. Come join us and finish the summer strong.
Wait, before you go and get your snacks and drinks, make sure to subscribe and like to Harness Tube. If you can't do that, just give us a thumbs up. Alright, to the show.
All right, as we get ready to go here, we've got some driver changes for you. In the 12th race, Quavian Carter will be on Rockin' Legal, the Jerome Daniels horse. A scratch in the 3-horse, Timel Torch. And then the 4-horse will be driven by Tyler Stevens Clemens. And so that's a changes clear back out to the 12th race. Again, we can't do this without donors. If you'd like to donate, as there's not much time for advertising left with just a few days of racing left here, if you'd like to donate for what you've watched over this year, Venmo and PayPal at Harness Tube. Both of those use the same thing. Or P.O. Box 63, Mount Sterling, Illinois 62353 to David Brink. We appreciate everything and that you all have been watching and supporting us over this last couple of years and keeping it free. A lot of new things possibly on board coming in the new year. It'll take more people, so we appreciate that. If you want us to come to your fair, it takes us several people to do it. I know David's not available anymore due to taking a lot of his vacation time for what we have. And so if Lisa and I are available, but we can't do it all by ourselves. We could use some help if you'd like for us to come, and you could get somebody to help us. That would be plus
Race
column.
number 9, looking ahead, will be the first division for the Abe Lincoln Stakes for 3-year-old Colton Gilding Pacers. We're looking for 4 head. The 1, I Understand. The 2, April's Big Guy. 3, Ray Graham. And the 4, Mazin Blazin'. 8th or 9th race on the backstretch shortly.
All right, with that, though, let's take a look at race 9. Not that Lisa and I's picks have meant really anything tonight, as we've not done a great job. A 4-horse race, those tend to be really good races. Who did we get on the April's Big Guy? Who's on that? Hey, David, who's doing April's Big Guy? Chris Brown. Okay, I don't know why. Oh, I've got it on here. I just didn't put it on the sheet. All right, April's Big Guy going to be driven by Chris Brown. I'm sorry, I had to check on that before we got started here. 9th race tonight. As we take a look at that, both of us picked the 1, the 3, or the 2. I picked 1, 3, 2. Lisa picked 1, 2, 3. Wine Davenevity driving. I Understand that horse has been a bride just one time that we can see here on the line. Been a bridesmaid 4 times at least this year. April's Big Guy had some good showings. out there. And then Ray Graham, a couple of wins here lately at DeCoin, has won at DeCoin. So one of those was a qualifying race for 2-year-olds. But other than that, had a few issues on the larger tracks. But I'm going 1, 3,
and fields
2,
out for today's
and
9th race.
Here's David.
Let's meet our starters for today's 9th race, the first division for 3-year-old colt pacers of the Abe Lincoln Stake for Illinois Conceived and Foaled Standardbreds, racing for a purse of $8,362. The one, I Understand, is owned by Kevin Miller of Arthur, trained by Kevin Miller, driven today by Wyatt Avanetti. The 2, April's Big Guy, is owned by Flacco Family Farms, LLC, and Roshun Derez Trigg of Brandon, Mississippi, trained by Roshun Trigg, driven tonight by Chris Brown. Chris Brown drives the 2. The 3, Ray Graham, is owned by Shelley Graham of Salem, trained by Buzzy Graham, and driven tonight by Travis Siekman. The 4-horse is Mazin Blazin. Mazin Blazin is owned by Donald Laufenberg of Highland, Wisconsin, trained by Terry Leonard, driven by Casey Leonard. A field of 4 3-year-old colt gelding pacers due at the gate shortly.
Lori Searle giving us a thumbs up. Jared Finn. I am too, Jared Finn. That I don't know what happened. It didn't focus right or something. And Lane Avanetti got to go with I Understand. I understand that you would go with Wyatt on this horse. And Lane picking that. Is Bride doing the photo finish tonight? But we're getting into a point now. Sun could have affected that stretch. But, we'll do our best as we can. But that, and we have some people that have got in the way at different times.
Starter Roy Finn extends the wings on the mobile starting gate at the 3/4 pole. The field works towards the gate. Race 9 underway shortly. Hot track, folks. Hot track. Hot track, hot track, hot track, folks. Race 9 on the track. From the inside out in the 9th race, we have the 1, I Understand, the 2, April's Big Guy, the 3, Ray Graham, and the 4, Mazin Blazin. Gate straightens for home and begins to pick up speed. And here they come. It's a nice start for 3-year-old colt pacers. I Understand away quickly, going towards that first quarter now. I Understand on top by about a length and a half. Racing along their second is April's Big Guy. Back their third is Ray Graham. And their single file as Mazin Blazin at the back of the pack moves out of that first turn and up the backstretch for the first time. On top is still I Understand and Wyatt Avanetti. He's on top by about 2 lengths now, racing towards that quarter-mile marker. Racing back their second, April's Big Guy and Chris Brown. They're 1, 2, 3, 4 as they hit that quarter-mile marker, still being led by Wyatt Avanetti and I Understand. 29 and 4 fifths of a second opening quarter. I Understand on top, still by about a length and a quarter, racing their second, April's Big Guy. Nothing changed now. Still back their third is Ray Graham and Travis Siekman now pulling out of the pocket to make a challenge now. On top, it's going to be I Understand, but here comes Ray Graham and Siekman for that Buzz Graham trainee, moving to the outside to take over second now as they head towards that half-mile marker. Still on top, though, is going to be I Understand on the outside now, Ray Graham. They hit the half-mile marker. A minute and a fifth. 1 minute and 1/5. Oh, and Ray Graham makes a break on the outside. On top now, inheriting what's going to be I Understand on top by a couple lengths now. Racing along their second, it's going to be April's Big Guy and Chris Brown back their third, Mazin Blazin. And after the costly miscue, Ray Graham is fourth. They race towards that 3/4 mile marker. It's I Understand on top. They race into that fourth turn. 1:28 and 2/5 of a second to the 3/4. 1:28 and 2, and it's still going to be I Understand on top by 2 lengths. April's Big Guy racing their second, Mazin Blazin tips to the outside to make it a horse race for second. But I Understand is going to win today's 9th race comfortably. I Understand in White Avenetti wins today's 9th race. Mason Blazin home second. April's Big Guy third. Ray Graham was fourth. 157 flat. 157 flat.
All right. 1-4-2 was the final.
I Understand takes the first division of the Abe Lincoln Stake for 3-year-old Colt and Gilding Pacers. The Ike's Bar and Grill race sponsored.
Well, on that, Lisa and I both picked the winning horse on that. I picked the third place horse, but we did not
Good to see
pick
representatives from
the
the Kevin
4
Miller
coming
stable out
in
there in
there.
the winner's circle.
The Travis Seekman, but a hot hand with Travis tonight. And so,
with one of the hottest drivers in the bike, Wyatt Avenetti, who won 6 races at Altamont today before coming up here, set 3 track records, won 9 at Urbana the other day. Wyatt Avenetti, one of the top drivers on this county fair circuit in the Illinois. The winner of race 9, I Understand, is back in the winner's circle. I Understand is a 3-year-old gelding by Hypnotic Blue Chip out of the Feel and Frisky mare, the Go By Girl. He's owned by Kevin Miller, trained by Kevin Miller. Kevin passes the lines off to leading county fair driver Wyatt Avenetti. The winner of the Ike's Bar and Grill sponsor, I Understand, 157 flat. 157, I Understand.
another good race, another good time there. Fast track tonight, in my opinion, as we kind of take a look here at what's coming up. With that, we're going to let our sponsors have some time here. We want to thank you for watching and listening. We want to thank our sponsors.
When I started at DOT, I realized I could make a career out of this. It's just amazing the people you get to interact with when you get here. It's a family atmosphere for me. One of my main jobs is talking to people, trying to understand what's going on, where they're at in life, what they're needing from me to get their job done. I've met so many people, and it's been a real blessing to be a part of all that. Big company in a small town, that's a fact. When my life needed growth, I chose DOT, and I never left.
Pine Ridge Mobile Home Transport is the go-to mobile home transportation company. We provide top-notch services including moving, block and leveling, and even demolitions with a quick turnaround time. If you're looking to move or get rid of your mobile home, Pine Ridge is the company to call. We now have dumpsters available for rent at competitive rates. Contact Wayne at 217-313-9744 or find us on Facebook.
ADI, located in Golden, is one of North America's largest pattern tiling installers. We've helped farmers create water management systems for over 40 years with pattern tiling across farm fields, generating proven data showing a boost in yield and greater profitability. Changing weather patterns do not have to cost you yield dollars anymore. Start with a free estimate now by calling your local ADI representative, David Lohman, at 309-280-2411 or by visiting our website at agdrainage.com.
With that, we'll do a rundown. 1:3:42 on net. Times of 29:4, 1 minute 1, 1:28:2, and 1:57 flat. And that is the winner. Again, I understand with Wyatt Avenatti, and Lane picked his brother there, and so did Lisa and I. As far as that pick, he's a hot driver this summer. But we've had a couple of people that have been, I should say, hot drivers today. And so with that, we get ready for race 10, as it is quite the humid day here. As we look at race 10 in things. Race 10 looks like this as far as the Surratt picks. Both of us picked 2, 3, 4. Scrappy coming up. Cornelius Cabot, horse trained by Leroy Hunt. And then Fox Valley Bruin, Casey Leonard driven, Terry Leonard trained horse. And then number 4, Fox Valley Carlos, Travis Seekman, the driver, Amy Eusted, the trainer on that. And then, like I said, that's our 4-horse pick today. The 4-horse races this year have been awesome races in a lot of cases. And so we're looking forward to that as we get ready here for race 10. 3 races to go in this card. And usually that means we're going to be right about the 8 o'clock mark getting done, which is yeoman's work here. If we get 12 races in like 2.5 hours. So we'll see what happens here. As we've got a few horses still warming up on the track. I can see the car getting the gate getting ready to go here. Again, a big thank you to my wife who does a lot of the videoing here. She's got a great shot of the people over along the fence with a tent, their food, and doing some things there. And so with that great fair feature there going on, the people in the stands, I see as the sun's coming down and getting more in the stands, I see a lot of programs being used as fans by the fans in the stands. That was rather rhyming poetic there. But as we get ready for more racing to come on here. And a nice pick by Lane Avenatti there. And so, again, glad that you could join us and be a part of it here at this particular. Every track has got its, I'm going to say, quirks, whether it be the spots in the infield that we can't see from the camera or hear a screen. But without that screen, you're looking directly into the sun, and she's picking the horses up through the screen and then transitioning into the light. And so that's our thing here. And so each and every track has its nuance. David and I have been in the infield most of the time, but a lot of times the sound and everything is up in the stands, and so we set up in the stands on those. Tonight we're in the judges' stand here in the middle of this. Lisa doing yeoman's work up there as she's got all 12 races. She doesn't get a relief, and I'm doing 12 races as David is doing the announcing tonight. He'll be the announcer on Friday also. Again, a reminder, Altamont tomorrow will be a noon start. Noon start tomorrow at Altamont. We'll be on the air about 11:30. And so we'll be over there. 6 races on tap for you tomorrow with that. And then we are back here on Friday with 11 races. I believe it's a 1:30 start here on Friday.
Fields out for today's 10th race. Today's 10th race is the second division of 3-year-old Colton Gelding Pacers of the Abe Lincoln Memorial. The one Gotta Go Graham is owned by Shelly Graham of Salem, trained by Buzzy Graham, driven by Matt Evanetti. The 2, Scrappy, coming up, is owned by Leroy Hunt of Jackson, Mississippi, and Milton Greer of Jackson, trained by Leroy Hunt, driven by Cornelius Cavett. The 3, Fox Valley Bruin, is owned by Jim Ballinger of Atwater, trained by Terry Leonard, driven by Casey Leonard. And the 4, Fox Valley Carlos, is owned by Houston Racing of Altamont, John Schwartz, trained by Amy Houston, driven by Travis Seekman. Here they come. And they're off and pacing, and is Scrappy coming up quickly away there for the lead as they head to that first turn. Scrappy coming up will take him to that first turn. It's got to go. Graham right there on his back there, racing second. Back there, third, Fox Valley Bruin. And at the back of the pack, Fox Valley Carlos. The field races out of that first turn and up the backstretch for the first time, being led by Scrappy coming up and Cornelius Cavett. Scrappy coming up on top by about a length and a quarter. Got to go. Graham racing along there second. Back there third, Fox Valley Bruin. At the back of the pack, Fox Valley Carlos. Field moved past that quarter-mile marker, and they hit that mark. 30 flat. 30 seconds flat to the quarter-mile marker. Field's in that second turn now, still being led by Scrappy coming up and Cornelius Cavett. Racing along there second still is Matt Evanetti and Gotta Go Graham. No change now as they race towards that second turn in front of the grandstand now for the first time. 4-horse field still being led by Scrappy coming up and Cornelius Cavett. Back there second still is Gotta Go Graham. Racing along there third is Fox Valley Bruin, and at the back of the pack is Fox Valley Carlos. That field moved past the half-mile marker into that third turn. They hit the half in 101 and 2/5 of a second. 101 and 2. The field moves out of that third turn and up the backstretch for the last time now, being led by Cornelius Cavett and Scrappy. Coming up, they moved up the backstretch towards that 3/4 mile marker. Racing along their seconds, Gotta Go Graham, but here comes Fox Valley Bruin and Casey Leonard to the outside to make a challenge. Fox Valley Bruin, they hit that 3/4 mile marker. They racing that last turn. 1:30 and 2/5 of a second. 1:30 and 2. The field's in that last turn. They're still being led by Scrappy coming up. Fox Valley Bruin was turned away. We had a break there on the inside, horse break there on the inside. But Scrappy coming up, still there on top. Racing along there second is Fox Valley Bruin. But here comes on the outside. Let's be another drive. It's going to be Fox Valley Carlos, but it's going to be Scrappy coming up to win the 10th race. Fox Valley Carlos will be home second. Fox Valley Bruin was third. And Gotta Go Graham made a costly break there in that last turn. Time for the mile, 1:58 and 3/5 of a second. The winner of today's 10th race, Scrappy, coming up using a snappy 28 and 1 last panel to get there by about a long length or so. Scrappy coming up's made 13 starts this year with 7 wins in 3 seconds, only missing the board 3 times in his 3-year-old campaign. And here he is, back in front of the winner's circle grandstand. The winner of race 10, Scrappy, coming up in Cornelius Cavett. Scrappy coming up is the 3-year-old colt by some star somewhere out of the Armbro McIntosh mare, Hopintosh. He's owned by Leroy Hunt of Jackson, Tennessee, and Milton Greer of Jackson, Tennessee, trained by Leroy Hunt there at the head of the horse. Driven today by Cornelius Boo Cavett.
A lot of people in that picture. Going to need a wide angle lens there for that to happen. Got the wrong blanket out there, so they're making a quick change on the blanket. Mike Dundee Memorial out there. Finish to this race kind of goes like this from top
The
to
winner
the
of
bottom.
today's race, number 10, the 2 Scrappy coming up.
All right, the time is 1:58.3 in that mile.
Results are official for today's 10th race. Looking at today's 10th race, the 1 horse Gotta Go Graham finished 4th. The 2 Scrappy coming up was your winner. The 3 Fox Valley Bruin was 2nd. And the 4 Fox Valley Carlos finished 3rd. The quarter was in 30 seconds flat. The half in 1:01 and 2/5. 3/4 1:30 and 2. Time for the mile, 1:58 and 3/5 of a second. Race 10 should check down 4, 1, 2, 3 on the bottom. And that will conclude our stakes card for the night. We have 2 more races now, 2 overnights coming up, the 11th and 12th race. We're looking for a 1-mile trot coming up. Looking for 4 horses, Speedy Town, Luz Quacker, Lubadino, Luz Enchantress.
All right, as we get ready for race 11 here. 4-horse race again, should be a really good race. Let's take a look at Lisa Steve picks. Same horses, different order. 1, 4, 2 for me, 1, 2, 4 for her. Both picking Speedy Town by Matt Evanetti, coming off a win at DeCoin. And the DeCoin Springfield horses seem to be doing really well here on this half mile today on this track. My second was 1, 4, Luz Enchantress. Wyatt Evanetti, a Jill Brown horse there. That horse really midfield pack finishes with it. And with me, number 2 finished 3rd, Luz Quacker. Clark Fairley, the driver, Jill Brown, also on that horse in race 11. Lisa went to 1, 2, 4.
I want to give you a correction on that 10th race. Your announcer had the results wrong. We're going to go ahead and give you that 10th race again. The 10th race official results should read, Gotta Go Graham finished 4th. Scrappy coming up was your winner. Fox Valley Bruin was 3rd, and Fox Valley Carlos was 2nd.
Wow, I got it right.
10th race top down should read 4, 1, 3, 2 on the bottom.
So we get
Looking
ready
for 4-headed trotters for today's 11th race. Horseman, we appreciate all your cooperation. We're averaging over like 5 races an hour here. Pretty impressive considering I know it's hot. We're all tired and had long days. So appreciate all the effort, Horseman, getting these races conducted before the sun sets on us.
From the backstretch, we'd love to hear from people on the YouTube channel. If you'd like to give us a thumbs up, that's great, but we like the subscribe button there. Give us a comment, give us a pick, whatever you would like to do as we get down to the last 2 races here for this evening. I'll give you a wave out there as my wife has got the camera on me as I give my best fair wave I can give. Maybe it's like this, I think, as we give that as a fair wave out there. As we watched a fair pageant last night in Bryan County, you know, you've got to have the fair wave. They've got that wave and they've got that walk, and that, as my wife says, the head is back with that for the Fair Queen contest. And that's all the fair flavor that's out there. You know, the fair is everything involved. There's something there for everyone. Harness racing has gone away from a lot of fairs, and that's something that the older generation grew up on, and so they're missing that. That's why
I want to use this
Harness
opportunity
Tube
to go ahead and thank
came to play.
the track crew again for doing such a fantastic job out here on today's surface and all week long. They work all year long to make sure this thing is ready to go for these trainers, and for the fair, it's lightning fast. We've had a couple miles sub 2 minutes so far. It's just quite a testament to our track crew and all the work they put in getting this service lightning fast force out here. So give a big round of applause for the Clark Fairley's track crew. Phil Stout, Dalton Stout, Kurt Niemeyer and Mark Austin.
All right, with that, as we get ready for race 11, I've went over our picks as far as race 11 is concerned, I believe. As we go, Speedy Town, Luz Enchantress, and then for me, Luz Quacker, Lisa, Speedy Town, Luz Quacker, and Luz Enchantress.
And the field is out for today's 11th race.
As we get ready to go.
Today's 11th race is a non-winners of 7,500 lifetime trot, also eligible non-winners of 4 races lifetime, also eligible non-winners of $1,000 in 2024. This race sponsored by the Coles County Fair. Let's meet our starters. The 1, Speedy Town, is owned by Marna Sheehan of Hopkinsville, Kentucky, trained by Phil Cotton, driven today by Matt Evanetti. The 2, Luz Quacker, is owned by David Gingrich of Cheriton, Iowa, trained by Jill Brown, driven by Clark Fairley. The 3, Lou Bedino, is owned by Flacco Family Farms of Alexis, trained by Jill Brown, driven tonight by Casey Leonard. And the 4 horse, Luz Enchantress, is also owned by the Flacco Family Farms LLC of Alexis, trained by Jill Brown. This one driven by Wyatt Evanetti. Field is assembling for today's 11th race, a 1-mile trot for $1,120, the Coles County Fair, non-winners of 7,500 lifetime trot.
So they get back there toward the gate as we get ready for race 11. Again, tomorrow we'll be in Altamont. 12 noon start with that, not 1:30 as advertised. 12 noon, 6 races on the card tomorrow, and we'll be on the air about 11:30, and then we'll be back here 1:30 on Friday for 11 races. And boy, it'd be great if we went this smooth on that as we head back to Brown County and get ready for a big weekend of races there. I know they've got 12 or 13 races on Saturday, and then the Downstate Classic, I believe, on Sunday. With
today's 11th race behind the mobile starting gate, driven by Stacy DeRoos, operated by Roy Finn. From the inside out, Speedy Town and Matt Evanetti. Luz Quacker and Clark Fairley. Lou Bedino and Casey Leonard. And Luz Enchantress and Wyatt Evanetti. Gate begins to pick up speed, and here they come. Lou Bedino is running behind the gate. Quickly away now with trotting is going to be Luz Quacker, and Clark Fed's going to grab that lead. Now racing back there second, Luz Enchantress and Wyatt Evanetti. The field's plenty strung out as they race through that first turn and up the backstretch for the fast time. It's the Jill Brown trainee, Clark Fairley driven, Luz Quacker leading this field up the backstretch towards that quarter-mile marker for the first time today. Luz Quacker on top by about 2 lengths, but here comes Luz Enchantress moving to the outside to cover that horse now and move to try to take the lead now, going right on by. As Wyatt Evanetti hits that quarter-mile marker, Clark checks and lets that horse go on by with Luz Quacker racing second. They hit the quarter-mile marker. 32 3/5 of a second, 32 3. Field moves in that last turn now, and it's going to be Luz Enchantress opening up by about a couple 3 lengths. Clark Fairley and Luz Quacker racing back there second. Racing along there third is going to be Speedy Town, and at the back of the pack is Lou Bedino. They race towards the half-mile marker, and on top is Luz Enchantress and Wyatt Evanetti on top by about 7-8 lengths. Now racing back there second is Luz Quacker and Clark Fairley. Racing along there third is Wyatt's brother, Matt. 104 flat to the half, 104 flat. It's all Luz Enchantress comfortably on top by 10 lengths or so. Racing back there still second, Luz Quacker put in a nice mile. Racing back there third is the Phil Cotton trainee, Speedy Town, and at the back of the pack, Lou Bedino. The field races towards that 3/4 mile marker, and Wyatt Evanetti and Luz Enchantress have been pretty much unchecked since taking that lead about a lap ago. They hit the 3/4 mile mark and race towards that last turn. 134 3 to the 3/4, 134 3. There in that last turn, and it's a comfortable lead now for Luz Enchantress and Wyatt Avenetti on the inside as Luz Quacker racing for second, but here comes Speedy Town to the outside to make it a horse race. But it's going to be a win for Luz Enchantress, winning this thing by about 10, 12 lengths now. Wyatt's comfortable in hand as he trots down past the grandstand to win the 11th race. Home second, Speedy Town. Racing third, Luz Quacker. And on a break again at the back of the pack is Luz Beduino. Time for the mile, 2:06 and 1/5 of a second. Your fractions for today's 11th race. The quarter was in 32 and 3/5 of a second. The half was in 104 flat. The 3/4 134 and 3. The time for the mile 2:06 and 1/5 of a second.
Great
Good
race
to see
there.
Doc Flacco and Arlene Flacco, Rick Flacco, Jill Brown all out there congratulating their winner, Luz Enchantress, making their way back to the winner's circle. Let's give a big round of applause for the winner of today's 11th race, Luz Enchantress and Wyatt Avenetti. Luz Enchantress is a 3-year-old bay filly by Flacco's own Luz Legacy. Out of the Broadway Hall mare Lima Sunlight. This filly is owned by Flacco Family Farms LLC of Alexis, trained by Jill Brown, and driven today by Wyatt Avenetti. Let's give a big round of applause for the winner of the Coles County Fair Trot, Luz Enchantress and Wyatt Avenetti. Well, folks, you've stuck with us through the whole card. We're down to the last race. Coming out will be the 12th race and final race for the night's event. We do have a couple program changes for you, it looks like. Looking at the 12th race, the one horse, Rockin' Legal, will be driven by Jaquavian Carter.
Yoder Custom Woodworking was started in 1995 by the Yoder family as a retail Amish furniture store in Sullivan, Illinois. They offer custom kitchen cabinets, granite and quartz countertops, built-in office and bathroom cabinetry, and offer a wide range of Amish furniture. Their store is located at 1117 West Jackson Street in Sullivan, Illinois, with store hours Tuesday through Friday 9 to 4:30 and Saturday 9 to 3. For more information, contact Yoder Custom Woodworking at 217-728-2166.
Make plans now to attend the 25th Annual Illini Classic Yearling Sale on Labor Day at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield. Established in 1999, the Illini Classic has been producing champions for a quarter century, including reigning Illinois Divisional Champions On Higher Ground and Scorecard Dandy. It's the Illini Classic Yearling Sale, Monday, September 2nd at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield, beginning at 11 a.m. Central. Come join us and finish the summer strong.
Wait, before you go and get your snacks and drinks, make sure to subscribe and like to Harness Tube. If you can't do that, just give us a thumbs up. Alright, to the show.
Love that. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Again, we're at 700 and somewhere in that mid 750, right ahead of 750, I should say. we need to get to 1,000 to get more things that we are can work on. We're glad to bring this to you. Again, Lisa Surratt giving you the video. Hardest worker, hardest job of all the jobs that we have out here. Trying to keep everything in view and getting around obstacles, people, poles, you name it, and trying to give that good view. The autofocus sometimes fools the camera depending on how fast you come through that object, how fast it will refocus. But we are glad that you're on board this evening and been through us with the 12 races tonight as we get ready to finish up here with race number 12. Lisa and I haven't done really well tonight. I think I have 2 winners, and she has 3, so she's beating me overall. I've picked other places more than her, but it's about winning, isn't it? As we go to race 12 here, we got a driver change to Quavian Carter on Rockin' Legal, the Jerome Daniels horse in the number 1. Number 2, Something Good Somewhere, Casey Leonard, the driver, James Eaton, the owner. Scratch 3, Time Will Torch. 4, Something About Me, the Richard Finn horse, trained and driven by him. The 5 horse will be Tyler Stevens Clemens on the 4. Instead of Wyan Evanetti, odds on Selenium. And then the final horse, the number 6 horse, Tyler Ty, the Stephen Halford trained and driven horse. That's Stephen Halford II. And so with that, as we take a look at this, Lisa and I were actually going for the David Evanetti trained horse there. The 5 horse, both of us went with that to win. I went with the Tyler Ty, the Halford horse for second, and for the Rocket Legal horse to finish third. Lisa went with the 5, and then she went with Something About Me for the second place horse, and then Rockin' Legal for third, also for her. And looking at this card maybe a little bit closer, you know, as we take into account some of the other races that these horses have been in and see if there's anything that would sway us. I mean, Something About Me has done a lot of their races at Springfield, DuQuoin, Oak Grove is where their racing has been. They second and third, fourth, but again, some of those times may be a little quicker. But as we take a look at this last and final race here going on, we'll go over the schedule as we close out today, as we always do, but I'll give that ahead of time. Tomorrow we're in Altamont, 12 o'clock start, not 1:30. 6 races on board for you tomorrow. Back here on Friday, 1:30 start. We have 11 races on the card for you on that day. David will be the track announcer. David and I'll have the 6 races to work together tomorrow. As you can tell, it's a little harder to fill by yourself, and having someone with medium horse knowledge and someone 12:30 Friday. All right, I like that even better. 12:30 on Friday, as I got told, and it was on the book in front of me, and I didn't know that. 12 o'clock on Friday, or 12:30 on Friday. We'll be on the air at noon. We'll be liking that as we can get back home a little bit earlier in the evening. But with that, waiting for this next race as we're about ready to start here with a 6-horse or 5-horse field with the scratch going on here. I see 1 horse just creeping on the track. I see the head of another as we're getting close to that 2.5 hour mark. I'm going to say we're going to be finished in 2.5 hours or less, 2 hours and 40 minutes, I'm going to say, because we started a little bit early. 12 races. That is a really good deal there. So you're 160 minutes divided by 12.
15th Arena Tier Memorial for a purse of $1,180. The one Rocket Eagle is owned by Jerome Daniels, trained by Jerome Daniels, makes the driver Jaquavian Carter. The two Some Good Somewhere, owned by Marshall Road, Farmington Hills, Michigan, Pete Pearson, Illinois, Jim Eaton, Illinois, Deb Wisnowski of Illinois, trained by Jim Eaton, driven by Casey Leonard. Scratch the 3 Camel Torch, or Something About Me, owned by Walk On Waters Acre, LLC of Altamont, trained by Richard Smith, driven by Tyler Stephen Clemens. The 5 Odds On Splendid, owned by Wyatt Benetti, Dave Schrock, and Kenneth Schrock, trained by Dave Benetti, driven by Wyatt Benetti. The 6 Tyler Tye, owned by Cornelia Williams of Chicago, trained by Steve Alford, driven by Steve Alford. Still behind the gate. He's straightened up. He'll take a speed to his final race. And here it goes. And they're off. It's Odds On Selenium. Wyatt having quickly in the lead of racing that first turn back there. Second, Rocket Legal and Jaquavian Carter. Racing on their first. Tyler Todd.
Something About Me. The field races out of that first turn now up the backstretch for the first time. They're being led by Odds On Selenium and Wyatt Avenetti. Back there second along is Rockin' Legal. On the outside third, Something About Me. On the inside fourth, Tyler Tye. And at the back of the pack, Some Good Somewhere. They raced past that quarter-mile marker and into the second turn. They're still being led 29 and 2/5 of a second. 29 and 2. Odds On Selenium taking that field into the turn. On the outside, going the long mile, Something About Me and Tyler Stevens Clemens. On the inside, locked in with a ton of horse, looks like is Rockin' Legal and Jaquavian Carter. Racing along their fourth is Tyler Tye. A few lengths back to Some Good Somewhere. They race towards that half-mile marker. They're still being led by Odds On Selenium and Wyatt Avenetti. On the outside, second there, looks to be Something About Me. Racing in their third is Rockin' Legal. A minute flat to the half. 1 minute flat. They're in that third turn now for today's last and final 12th race. Race up the backstretch being led by Odds On Selenium and Wyatt. But here comes 3-wide move from Tyler Tye and Stephen Hot Rod Halford. Making a 3-wide move up the second now on the inside. Rockin' Legal's trying to fight back as Something About Me looks tired through the horses. They hit that 3/4 mile marker. 129 flat. 129 flat. They're in that last turn of today's last race, being led by Odds On Selenium and Wyatt Avenetti. On the inside, Rockin' Legal, battling hard. But it's going to be Odds On Selenium on top by a couple. Rockin' Legal on the inside. Tyler Tye on the outside racing for second, but Odds On Selenium is going to win your nightcap for Wyatt Avenetti. Rockin' Legal will finish second. Tyler Tye home third. Something About Me was fourth. Time for the mile, 1:58 flat. Working their way back to the winner's circle, the winner of the 12th race, Odds On Selenium. Time, your fractions for the mile, the quarter was in 29 2/5. The half was in a minute flat. 3/4 in 1:29 flat. Time for the mile, 1:58 flat. Good to see the Avenatti family out there for the Rita Sear Memorial. And their 3-year-old filly pacer, Odds On Selenium. Here she is, folks. The winner of today's 12th race, Odds On Selenium. This 3-year-old bay filly is by Better's Wish out of the Captain Treacherous mare, Treacherous Lady. She's owned by Wyatt Avenatti of Christman, Dave Schrock of Humboldt, and Kenneth Schrock of Arthur, trained by Dave Avenatti right there at the head of the horse with the white hat, driven by his son, leading county fair driver, Wyatt Avenatti. Let's give it up for Odds On Selenium. Results are official for today's 12th race. The 1, Rockin' Legal, finished 2nd. The 2, Some Good Somewhere, was 5th. The 3, Timal Torch, was a scratch. The 4, Something About Me, was 4th. The 5, Odds On Selenium, was your winner. And the 6, Tyler Ty, finished 3rd. The quarter's in 29 and 2. Half was in a minute flat. 3/4, 1:29. Time for the mile, 1:58. I want to thank you all for coming out on behalf of the whole Coles County Fair Board and everyone associated with harness racing here. We appreciate your support. We appreciate you coming out. We'll see you Friday. Thanks a lot.
All right, let's give you the rundown for the racing for the next few days. Tomorrow we will be at 12 o'clock, not 1. 12 o'clock tomorrow on Altamont, 6 races. Back here Friday, 12:30. I've been saying 1:30. 12:30. We'll be on the air at noon with 11 races on Friday. Then Mount Sterling, 2 o'clock, both Saturday and Sunday. 12, I know, on Saturday. David talked about 60, 80 head of horses there on Saturday, 100 head on Sunday for a Downstate Classic race. So with that, Steve Surratt, Lisa Surratt, and David Brink telling you goodbye, God bless, and see you at the finish line.